4. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 122 of Creativity Talking with our special guest, Darren Steele, musician, New York based. Mr. V, take it away, sir.
Thank you, Biff.
Oh, you're welcome.
Today, Jason, how are you?
I'm fantastic, man. How's everybody?
Good. So last week, our guest was Ted Haler, and he was talking about his mom, and Ted was a Vietnam vet, and he was going into PTSD stories and stories of growing up. And unfortunately, his mother passed away 2 days ago, Diane. So we're going to take 10 seconds of silence here and pay some due respect. Fly free, Diane. And Ted, hang in there, brother.
Absolutely.
Darren, how's it going?
Hey, it's going pretty well.
All right, so you play the guitar a little bit, eh?
A little bit. You know, you were talking about Ted. I had two brothers, too, that were also in Vietnam. Both passed away, my brother Hank and my brother Ray. So
I had a brother, Ray, and he just passed away due to suicide from PTSD that he hadn't from the military.
Wow.
So, hey, let's raise our glass, everybody.
Yes,
Salute.
absolutely. Salute.
Salute.
What you guys drinking tonight?
Go ahead, Darren.
Right now I'm drinking water, but I'll tell you what, the plantation rum, it's a 5-year-old rum, and it's really nice. So
Fantastic.
I'm a rum guy. I really like that stuff. I don't know if that's...
Yeah, I like rum.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's a good drink.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I guess that's the pirate in me coming out.
Arr!
Yeah.
Got a little
Yeah.
acting in ya.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So talk about pirate. So here I am driving today, and I just get some coffee, and I drop a dime right down in between my berries, while I'm driving, right? So I'm like, oh, okay, I got to get it out of there. So I'm digging. So this is how you know when you're getting fucking older. So I go to grab this fucking dime. I pull my tricep, my bicep, my fucking pectoral muscle, and my shoulder fucking trapezoid.
Hey, true story, man. I do that shit all the time. Like, I'll just do something stupid, and all of a sudden I'm like, my neck wrenches, or I'm like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, you cough the wrong way and you're hurting for 4 days.
Oh,
you
for
know?
sure.
Oh my God, man. It's bad.
Oh, well, what'd you go to that show? Were you in the mosh pit? No, man, I fucking sneezed.
That's right.
Wow. Yeah, man.
Totally relate.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's start it off
Sure.
here. So
All right. Yeah.
from the beginning, when did you first pick up a musical instrument, or what made you love music?
Well, when I was a little kid, I had a little record player. I was probably 5 years old, and my dad passed away when I was a year and a half old, and he was a musician. He played guitar with my uncles, my Uncle Luke and my Uncle Bob Hodge, who wasn't really my uncle, but they all jammed together. But
Yeah.
anyway, I had this little record player, and my mom kept a lot of my dad's records. So I had this little tiny record player that I used to listen to, Snoopy and the Red Baron and
Yeah.
Would You Like to Swing on a Star and all those little things. So, and they're all little 45. So one day I'm playing with my record player and I spin the center and it drops down and I see this little nub. And I was like, wait a minute. Those old records in there, those bigger records have a smaller hole. I wonder if they fit. And I went in this cubby and I dragged out all these old traditional country albums.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, I discovered a treasure, man. I put one of those records on and it was like, holy shit, listen to this.
Awesome.
And,
What was some of the first ones you remember? I mean,
Porter Wagner, Hank
Oh,
Snow,
yeah.
Hank Williams, yeah, all old traditional
Classic.
stuff. Yeah, Marty Robbins, man, was one of the
Oh,
Gunfighter
yeah,
albums.
absolutely.
El Paso was like one of my,
yeah.
I mean, it was crazy. And so that started like my love of music. And I got it from my family. I think we all got it from my grandmother Steele. She was amazing. She wrote songs and stuff. And my brother Dwayne, who I think is listening, I hope is, he plays piano and he's a retired Lutheran minister, but he's amazing songster. He knows like thousands of songs, this guy, and we all got our love of music from my grandmother, I think. But I didn't start playing till I was like in 5th grade in school.
Okay.
It was like when I got my first guitar. So, and we had here in Livingston Manor, Gloria Krause was our music teacher. And I can remember, and I don't know where I got the balls to do this, but because I was a shy kid, but I can remember being in 5th grade and telling the teacher I had to go to the bathroom. I had this desire to play. And I went down to her music room and I knocked on the door and she's sitting at her desk. And I said, Mrs. Krause, I want to learn guitar. And she said, well, do you have one? And I said, no. She said, well, I have this guitar. And she had a little tiny red acoustic in the corner. She said, you come back tomorrow and I'll have strings on this and you can buy this guitar. And I said, how much? And she said, $1.
Nice.
So she gave me books. She showed me how to read the little tabs, and she set me off, on playing guitar.
Fantastic.
Nice. Do you still have the guitar?
I don't. I was thinking about that the other day. I really wished I had that.
Yeah.
That would have been a treasure, but,
Right.
I've had so many guitars in my life that I've bought and sold. It's like, Jesus,
Right.
I remember, Darren, you had your dad's old dobro. Do you still have that?
I don't. You know what? I had that for the longest time, and I don't anymore. That kind of passed through hands too. Yeah. So, but it's
happens, man. The ones we all got away, man.
We all have those,
And it's funny too when guys talk about, and I'm sure women who play too talk this way, but when when we're sitting around talking, it's like, yeah, man. That Fender, man, she was beautiful.
Yeah,
man.
I had a Rickenbacker bass, a 4001 that I bought for $400.
Nice.
Like an 80 or 81.
Yeah.
And they're going for like $3,000 now,
Oh, isn't it crazy? The guitar prices are nuts these days.
Oh my God, those Rickenbacker, the guitars and basses are crazy.
They are, yeah.
So, but you move along and you pick up other instruments, so But
yeah.
So then,
Darren and I go way back. We started playing back when I was a youngster.
I was thinking about that last night too. I think it was like
16, something like that.
Yeah, what was it like? I think it was like 91, wasn't it? 90 or 91. We started playing.
It was probably, I would say like maybe 88, 89, something like that.
Was it somewhere? Because I know I was playing with Denimora in 89, and I think it might have been. It might have been 89 because that might have been like when the band split up, because it was right after we split up that I started jamming with you guys.
Right. Yeah. So, I graduated in 90 and then, went off to Florida to college and all that. So yeah, it was just before then. So it probably was right around there, just after Denimora was done and then you came over with us. Yeah.
We jammed in your mom's basement in the house in Cooks Falls. It was
Yvonne.
Oh my God. I found cassettes of our jams too, believe it or not. So
wow,
yeah, I should get you some of those. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, we were loud, man. I don't know how she could even hear herself.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how we heard ourselves. It's like
yeah.
But so
all right. So when did you? What age did you decide to become a dirty musician?
So, like, when I was in high school, I jammed. My friend Chris Mara, who I think is listening tonight, so if he is, hey, Chris and I started jamming acoustic stuff, like, early high school, like, probably, I don't know what, 7th, 8th grade. By the time I was, like, 15 maybe, we got into Kiss.
Mm-hmm.
And the bug was planted, what I mean? It was I want to be a rock star. Everybody does that. So Chris and I started listening to, we used to hang out in his basement on Saturday nights and listen to Don Kirshner's rock concert.
Oh, absolutely.
Remember that?
Absolutely. Required viewing.
That's where you heard like the bands then, or saw the bands. So.
Right. The ones that they wouldn't let, quote unquote, on like Carson or, So
we were like learning Kiss songs and stuff. So. And it wasn't until I got out of high school, I think I was like 18 or 19, and my first band in like 1980. It was called New Leaf, and it was with my cousin Howard Gore. I think Howard's listening tonight too.
What's up, Howard?
If he is, hey Howard, he was going to try to listen. So
what's up, gentlemen?
Yeah, man, I have a long history with Howard. We're still playing, 40 years later. So
that's awesome.
It's really so cool. But Randy Bates and Doug Smith, and we learned it was a cover band, but wow. I mean, we were good.
There's a weird thing when people say, but it was a cover band. Okay.
Well,
no, like not just you, but like people in general. Like there's this debate I have with one of my buddies, Scotty, and about cover bands and da-da-da. And I'm like, well, I like doing cover songs, and I think if you're a cover band, you're learning more than just playing. You're not just playing someone's song. You're learning why they wrote that way.
Yeah. Yes.
And you're learning all different signatures and grooves and rhythms and everything else. And, it's just very interesting because all the great rock and roll, Van Halen, I mean, they had 200 cover songs in there that they'd play, and they were bar guys. People think they're paying their dues now if they go on American Idol.
Right.
No one plays bars. No one, they're karaokeing or they're half banding it, but no one's got 5 sets, and you have to sing fucking 80 different songs, and you can't play originals because that's why they were a cover band. They would squeak them in.
I think too, like all the cover bands that I played in were giving me that experience, the bar experience, the playing out experience, the being on stage.
Yeah.
I think it just made me develop into. It's really funny. When I was last night preparing for this and stuff, and Jason and I talked during the week, and I said, I'm going to write down some bullet points.
Yeah.
Well, I got 14 pages of bullet points. And I was like, holy shit, Darren.
Yeah.
Did you really do all of this?
It's like when you're playing, cover songs and you're a new band, it helps to be liked right off the bat.
You're right.
Huge difference than,
New Leaf was doing stuff that people, it was like my friend, I had one of my friends, Marty Stoll, told me once, he said, people would rather come to a bar and see somebody do songs that they love.
Right.
Decently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you come close, you're a fucking hero.
Right. Well, and listen, Howard's a demon on guitar, and Randy too. And, Howard and I have this love-hate thing. I hate him because he does stuff I'll never be able to do.
Right.
But he can't sing like me, so.
Here's another thing, though, too. Nowadays, with, these younger cats, with the internet, they got it made. There's a lot of fantastic guitar players. But one of the things I think that are lost is when you're always just playing by yourself and you're playing and just putting your stuff on Instagram or YouTube or whatever. That's great. They can be technically great, but they don't have that necessarily that thing that you get when you're actually playing in a room with other musicians.
Yeah, the feel.
A synergy and a timing.
Yes, agreed.
And an energy that, that you sort of feed off each other. And that's probably something that's a little bit lost nowadays,
Right.
It is. And like being, like a road musician, where where you're out every weekend, or you're out, and you're playing, and you're playing. I wish I had a quarter for every gig I ever played in my life. My God, it's like
for like free beer and no money.
Yeah, right. You're out till and when we started playing, it was like band started at 11 at night. You played till 3 in the morning. And
maybe put a hat by the door.
Yeah, right.
And whatever they threw in.
You played for door money, and you got home at 5 or 6, and then at 8 o'clock you're at work. So
right.
It was a killer thing, but I think it really hardens you. And like some of these younger guys that are writing and playing now, they will never know that.
Right.
No.
Right.
Because there's a lot of that scene that's gone.
Yeah.
That band bar scene. When I started playing, there were tons of places to play.
Yeah.
Right.
And a lot of bands.
Yeah, like out here, there's a ton of places to play, and every bar has like a kick-ass lighting setup and a kick-ass PA and, a stage. You know, you're not just jammed in between table 14 and 12.
Yeah, right.
You know,
and like with us when we were starting, I mean, you're lugging your PA too everywhere you go. You know,
Right.
a lot of places have house PA now, which is
right.
What a luxury, huh?
yeah,
Oh,
like,
exactly.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they're like, don't bring your crap in here.
Don't bring your crap. I played at a place this summer here in Livingston Manor. We got a couple of really cool craft breweries.
Yeah.
And I play here at the Catskill Brewery once in a while. It's a pretty awesome place.
Yeah,
And
there's
I lug my little portable PA. I got a really cool little portable 6-channel PA that Howard and I put together. And it's just a nice acoustic thing, But I go there and they got a house PA. I'm like, wow.
Let's give a shout out to all the little IPA breweries that are everywhere that are hiring musicians to come and play.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, right on. You know,
they really, absolutely. They've opened up like a whole thing too. There's I mean, I could really keep busy if I really wanted to keep busy.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I could play a lot. There's a lot of opportunity.
Yeah, it's like when I go, I'm like, oh, do I want to go to the metal brewery, or do I want to go to the jam band brewery, or do I want to go to the chick singer brewery? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
That's like, I mean, like where Darren lives, I mean, back where I'm from, I mean, you guys got all that cool shit going on now. I'm like, man, why
we do.
There, back when I was still living there,
Yeah, it's changed a lot here. Well, Livingston Manor now is considered like the new little Hamptons of Sullivan County. We've got a really big influx now of like city people, and it's really popping. Good, huh? Yeah, it's popping around here. So
that's awesome.
But I mean, I try to play like, if I'm going to play, I play every other weekend. I have a little one, my daughter Allison. She's going to be 9 next month, so I have her every other weekend.
Yeah.
So I try to plan that. Give a shout out to her and my girlfriend Barb, who's listening in the other room.
Hello, ladies.
So we can say whatever we want, but
right.
She passed out before this started, so I'm like, oh, geez, thank God.
It wasn't me. Wasn't me.
No, Dad, did you really say that? No, that wasn't me. I don't talk like that.
Darren, is Allison playing that little pink Strat?
She is. She loves plugging that thing in with the distortion pedal.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm really in trouble,
Who wouldn't?
Yeah. I mean, she sang with me for the first time on Labor Day this year. My friends had a Labor Day party, and they have a pool, and she was playing in the pool. And I do some Keith Urban stuff on acoustic, and my buddy's wife is a Keith Urban fan, and she was like, hey, you want to do a little setup, and play? And sure, I'll do, half a dozen songs. So, and Allie gets out of the pool and she changes her clothes. Dad, I want to sing with you. I'm like, seriously? Yeah, I want to do a song with you. I was like, I've been waiting for this,
right.
So
exactly.
So now, and she was like, she's brave, but it's like, it's just like testing the waters right now, like
right.
I can do this. So,
hey, they only give a shit and freak out is when the older people freak out about it.
You know what? You're right. So she got positive applause, and it's like, hey, it's like, all right, I think
She's
I like this.
Now.
Oh my God.
Right.
So I'm in trouble, but the pink, the little pink, how many guys like that little pink Strat? Like everybody likes it,
Nice.
Yeah, well, I'm glad she can use it, because like I said, my daughter didn't really take to it, and
she's slow with the guitar. It's some kids pick it up earlier. I'm thinking it's going to be like when she's a little older in school and her friends are like, hey, your dad, well, everybody in her school now, she's got this thing. We pulled into Sunoco and there was a flyer for me playing somewhere. Dad, is that you? I'm like, yeah, that's me. You're famous.
Nice.
You're famous at the gas station.
I'm famous at the Sunoco in Livingston Manor. I'm famous. So in her eyes, that's cool. I'll take it,
Absolutely.
The world is local.
The world is local. But, so the copy band thing, I mean, I traveled around, man. I played a lot of shows with a lot of different bands, and
mm-hmm.
Right.
I did some agency stuff for a while with a band called Mox Nix from Liberty.
I remember that. Yeah.
James and Elisa Ardito. We did
Ardito, absolutely.
Yeah. We were working with an agency out of Binghamton at the time, man, and they would send us like all over, and we'd go for like 3 or 4 day stints,
Yeah. Wow. And, that just blew my mind. I hadn't thought of that name in years, man.
Right. It's like, yeah. So it was like, it was pretty cool. So
So how did you, doing all that? How did you meet up with Mike and Gary and the guys from Denimora? How did that come about?
So that came about with Howard in, I think it was like 1989, 88 or 89, I'm not sure. Howard was working at Liberty Lumber, and Gary Ireland was engaged to Don Locri's daughter.
Okay.
And Gary had moved up here from Florida. He was like on the A circuit in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like a Sammy Hagar, Robert Plant singer, long blonde hair and stuff. But so they, Howard goes, hey, they asked him to play, and he was like, eh. So he asked me, hey, there's this band that you want to go check it out. They're looking for a bass player. So him and I went, and he took me to the audition, and we went one time and we just listened to them because they were getting rid of their bass player.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know if it was like a couple days later, we went and I did an audition with them. And it was like when we were, he was like, Gary was like, well, you don't have to sing or anything. You can just, just play. But there was a mic there, and
yeah.
And when we started playing, I did what I do, and I started doing harmonies with him. And they all kind of looked at me, because it was like I just locked in with them.
Yeah.
And I just locked in with Gary. And I got done the audition, and it was like I didn't know if they were going to audition other guys. So I'm like, I'm packing up. All right, let me know what you guys think, And Howard and I started walking out, and Gary comes running out, and they didn't even let me get to the car. It was like, hey, if you want it, it's yours.
There you go.
Nice.
So that started a hell of a ride.
Yeah.
That was a fast and wild ride, that gig with Denimora.
Yeah, well, talk about it. Like, how did you guys go? I mean, how did you start? And how did you guys, I know you guys did stuff down in Jersey.
Yeah, we did a lot of stuff. Well, it was really cool because Mike Grant was from Middletown. Mm-hmm. And Mike played in a band called Hellion with Scotty Hill, who's a guitar player from Skid Row.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, they played in a band called Hellion together. And, they did Orange County Speedway. They did some openers. I know they opened for some bigger bands and stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
And Mike passed away last September. Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. And, and I dug out the Denimora stuff. I dug out the tapes that I had. And I was like, holy shit, this guy was good.
Yeah, he was.
Oh my God. So I have a buddy that I'll talk about later on, but anyway, he took the cassette and he put it on his computer and he kind of freshened some stuff up. And I threw some videos on YouTube of a few of the songs.
Mm-hmm.
And, but Mike was amazing. Gary had an amazing voice, and our drummer was Matt Messenger. Matt played with a band called Tortured Dog.
Yep.
And they toured with Metallica and Megadeth. And Matt got to be pretty good friends, I think, with Dave Mustaine.
Mm.
So, and the guys from Anthrax. So,
Not.
So, these guys were not like slouches by any means. They were,
Right.
They were all really good musicians. And, here I am, I got my experience from playing, in cover bands and stuff. And I hooked in with this band, and it was just, we had a chemistry that was just really amazing. I mean, we started playing the little clubs, and we would play like a club on a Friday night and then be in Jersey doing showcases with our original stuff on a Saturday,
Yeah.
But I remember playing some clubs around here. We played Memory Lane over in Coshocton. Yeah. And I remember
played there with Darren, with Dennis Cotton years ago.
Yeah, wow. And that place is still going, believe it or not.
Is it really?
Yeah. But we would play a club, and it'd be like half full. We go back in a month and the place would be packed. And we go back a month later and people would be looking in the windows. The crowd's just like, the buzz about us was like huge,
Mm-hmm.
So, it got really crazy. And, our original stuff was like really anthem rock, it was,
yeah, you guys had the look too. I mean, you had,
you had
the outfits and the hair.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, we were like, we were just a blue jean garage band. And as we grew, Mike was really cool because Mike used to network a lot.
Yeah.
And he got, he knew like Bobby Massano and he knew a lot of people. And we started working on a deal. I don't know how we got this deal. I don't even remember how we got this. But we had interest from like CBS Records.
Mm-hmm.
So Mike found this company in Manhattan, or this girl who worked for this thing. It was called Del Rey Associates.
Okay.
And this girl took us, and we went into New York, and she did like a total makeover of the band.
Huh.
She took us shopping down in the Village. We all got stage clothes. We all got a different look. And if you look at the cool, I don't have a lot of stuff, but on the YouTube videos, that's our band picture.
Okay.
Minus Matt, but that's with Steve May, the blonde haired guy. He was our second guitar player. He got in the band a little later on.
Yeah.
But we did a whole photo shoot down in the Village. We did a makeover, and things really started to get crazy then because we had like this look, and
Yeah.
and we developed a really cool stage show. I used to play off Mike like incredibly,
Yeah.
Mike was a big guy, and I mean, we used to. It was just. We had this thing where we would stand at the back of the stage, and we had like a Clint Eastwood thing where we'd start with like a snapping finger thing, and the music would come on, and we'd turn around and run up to the front of the stage. And I can remember actually seeing people's mouths open. It was like it was really cool,
Yeah.
and it was just a really cool ride, And we did a Battle of the Bands at Dutchess County Fair one year. And I don't know what there was, 10 or 12 bands. And we won first place. And first place was an opening shot at the Chance of Poughkeepsie opening for a band. So
Nice.
That's cool.
And we opened for Zebra, who was an Atlantic recording artist.
Randy Jackson, man.
And Randy Jackson was really cool. He was he was a friggin' cool guy, So
yeah. Great band. I've been deep diving on some old Zebra here lately. As a matter of fact, it's kind of ironic. But yeah, they were a great band,
What was really funny is Howard gave me a cassette of them like before that, So it's like, but wow, I mean, and I can remember that night was nuts because I don't know how many people the Chance holds, but that place was friggin' packed.
The great club, man. Legendary club.
And
the owner just passed away recently.
Yes, I just heard that, And I remember the Wolf from PDH. He was he announced us that night, which was kind of cool, I mean, it was like, and we had some stuff played on PDH, and
PDH was a local radio station.
Yeah.
So what kind of when you got down in the Jersey scene, like who were some of the other bands that you guys were playing with and rubbing elbows with?
When we were playing down there, what was really funny was I know that we played a place called Studio One in Newark, New Jersey.
Yeah,
that was a huge club. It was 3 floors. But when you'd go, I remember we, they would do like 2 or 3 bands in a showcase. And you never know who was like going to show up that night as far as like record people or talent agencies or anything like that. You'd go in and, blow out your original stuff. And it was always like, we never had a bad night. We never had people not like us. But I remember one night I was loading out from there, and I walked out, and there's these 2 guys leaning against the building, and like me, long hair. My hair was down to my waist in the back. It touched my belt loops. It's how long my hair was back then. And these guys were like, man, you're really good, and they were like raving about my bass playing and my showmanship and stuff. And I thought it was really cool. And, start walking away, and this kid comes up and he's like, hey, man, they really liked you. Do you know who that was? And I'm like, no. He goes, it was the lead singer and lead guitar player for Dangerous Toys.
Oh, nice.
I was like, serious?
Yeah, Jason McMaster.
That's kind of cool,
Yeah.
It's nice to know that you could, that I was hanging with I could hold my own against, some of the people that were out there. But
Sure.
King's X played the night after we did. They were crazy. I saw them too. I mean, they were.
Yeah, they're recording a new album right now.
God.
They got a new album they're recording right now, actually.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear that one.
Yeah, that's really nuts.
Yeah, that dude's a monster, man. He's got like 4 different bands recording all the time.
See, that's. I was talking with my girlfriend about this today. I started thinking about this, and I've been playing for 40 years, and it's like
crazy, right?
It's nuts, And I started thinking, it's like, Howard's still playing, and my first band, or our first band, New Leaf, Howard, Doug Smith, Randy Bates, and I, and Doug is playing. Doug's playing locally. He's still playing drums with the Dave Walton band here. Dave is one of the owners of one of the breweries, the Upward Brewery here in Livingston Manor, and Doug is still playing. Howard's still playing. Howard's got original stuff out. You can check out his stuff on YouTube. And he's doing his original stuff. And I go in the studio and I'll do backup vocals and stuff for him. And we're talking about collaborating on some stuff. So it's like, wow, man, 40, is it really been 40 years that we've been playing? It's like,
you know what, man, when you love it, though, I mean, who cares how old you get? You just keep doing it because you love it, and it's fun,
and it's like, all right, so now this is like the next step, it's like, 2022, which is kind of weird to say, going from like 1980, but, and I'm looking forward to like next year. I got so many things going on. I got like 2 album projects that I'm working on, and I want to, I'm thinking about maybe even like doing some like week tours here and there, and going out and playing more, and a lot, social media. There's so many things now, YouTube and Bandcamp and SoundCloud and Instagram and Facebook, and it's like it's endless now to try to keep up on that,
Right.
Yeah.
And but it's really wild, but Dannemora, man, I think Gary was a very strict guy.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing I learned from him was like discipline, stage discipline, professionalism. He was very, even if you were playing some shitty little club somewhere, you were on your A game,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You still play the same no matter where you're playing.
You played the same. You went out and gave 100%. That's what I loved about showcases too, was you do a showcase that's 20 minutes or a half hour,
Mm-hmm.
and you go out and you expend every ounce of energy that you have, it was a very exhausting, really cool thing. So, but it was really cool. We did a makeover, and I can remember this girl taking us to a salon in New York, and we open up the door and we go in, and we're sitting there, and Yoko Ono comes in and she sits down in the chair behind me, and here we are, all of us are in this hair salon, getting our hair done for this makeover, and stuff. And we're talking about the Beatles and stuff, and everything. And when she got up to leave, she was like, John would have been very happy with how you guys were. I thought that was pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
So, but Sean Lennon has a studio now up here in Franklin, New York, too.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
So, yeah. So, and I got my buddies are kind of friends with him and work with their engineers,
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, I've always liked that guy, man. What a situation to be born into and have to have that on your shoulders just walking around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But no, I've always liked everything he had to say,
the Lennon Claypool delirium, if that's what it's called, I think that Howard got me into that too,
Yeah.
Was he the one he was doing stuff with Les Claypool from Prime?
Damn, is that stuff good? You guys got to check that out. That is
I haven't heard it.
so good.
I heard about it.
I was like, I was starting to watch. Howard told me about it. He goes, "You got to check it out." So I go on YouTube, and I'm like, "Wow, this is amazing."
Yeah, Les Claypool, what a bass player!
Oh my God, their stuff is crazy. But Denimora, we did a lot of cool shows. We played in Dover, New Jersey, at the Show Place. Mike used to do crazy things. He would get like these leisure vans and pack all our fans in there. And we get like 30 people. They'd take a party bus from Middletown,
Yeah.
and with 30 or 40 people all partying their asses off, and we bring them in a club with us to do a showcase, and you'd come in with 40 or 50 people. That says a lot too,
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Bring your fans with you,
It was pretty cool. We did our demo at a place called Far and Away Studio, and that was in Goshen, New York. But and it was 2-inch, analog 16 track.
Oh yeah.
And we did a 4-song demo that was pretty wild. But the greatest thing about this is the story of how this guy got the studio, because he bought a boat and he went to South America and he loaded it up with weed.
As one should.
He did 2 trips from South America to the United States. And he said, "I'm done." And he made enough money that he bought this place and he put in the studio.
It's an entrepreneurial story.
Yeah.
It really is.
Grassroots.
Ingenuity at its finest.
It's a grassroots company.
So it's called a grassroots story, maybe, or something. But it was really cool.
Hey, Vince, how do you feel about grassroots stories?
Oh, absolutely. Today I'm enjoying Sour Diesel by Dogwalker.
Sour Diesel sounds interesting.
It
See
is.
that? Well,
So you're over the lemon kush now?
Lemon kush.
Well, it's a different week, Got to mix it up.
That's right.
It's
spice of life, huh?
See, it's legal here in New York now, too. So
Is it really?
Yes, it is. So,
Ha, Jason.
South Carolina, they just legalized tattoos about 5 years ago, so I'll probably wait another 40 years for weed to be legal here.
You just have to drive to New York,
Nice.
Come and visit home once in a while, It's like...
Yeah.
But, so that was cool. The Far and Away Studio was really cool. It was out in the woods, but there was a guy hanging out there, and he was like... This guy was kind of a weird guy, but he wrote this jingle for this record company in Monroe, New York called Soundtracks. And he was like, "Hey, if you and your lead vocalist want to sing this jingle for me to play on the radio, I'll give you guys $300.
Damn.
We're like, "Okay." So Gary and I did this little jingle. I still remember. It's crazy as hell. And it played for a long time.
Yeah.
I
you remember it?
I do parts of it, it's like, but if you like the Beatles, come to Soundtracks in Monroe. Because we got the Beatles, our selection's big and our prices are low.
Awesome.
From Love Me Do to Let It Be. And it was crazy, and Gary and I, it took us like a day to do this because we laughed so hard doing it.
Yeah.
But it was cool. I mean, and, be driving down the road and hear yourself on the radio is kind of neat. So.
Right.
But,
yeah, sorry about the dings in the background. That's actually a future show contributor called Man in the Boat. And she'll be coming on to give the female perspective on why stupid things that men do that piss women off, and then me and Jay get to explain why it's logic that we do them. Why it's logical.
Nice. I got this book. It's like the 20 things that men do to ruin their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't read it.
Number 1.
So everyone give a shout out to Man in the Boat. She'll be on soon.
I didn't read the book, but I probably should have. So, it's like, because I think everything in the book I did. So.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Stupid. But anyway, here we are, so. But,
So Vince, when's Man in the Boat want to come on?
She's working on some stuff, probably closer to Christmas into New Year's. But yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah.
Nice.
So she'll be coming because this is everyone's welcome here at Creativity Talking, but it's kind of like a guy centric thing, and one of the things we want to do is try to get guys to be more open and talk so they don't get depressed and do something permanently for a temporary problem. That's just part of the show, and but we do it through comedy and talking about people who create in all types of genres, and music is especially a loved one because that's where me and Knuckle Dragger Jason met. Was down
Yeah, I've jammed with Jason a few times. It's pretty cool. It's it's really neat to see him still in his guitar thing and building and so yeah, I can't see myself stopping anytime soon. So yeah, there was some really cool stuff. Eric Carr from Kiss originally was going to produce our demo that we were going to do.
That's cool.
Wow.
I
Yeah,
like
because Mike, he was from Middletown too, so
Yeah.
he's a Middletown guy, and I think Mike's mom worked with Eric Carr's mom.
Oh, okay.
So he came to see us one night. We were playing the Oyster House in Middletown.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be kind of like a base place for us. I think my first gig with them was at the station in Middletown on New Year's Eve in like 1989 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a crazy show with stuff flying around everywhere. It's like my first taste of being a metalhead kind of, on the road to. Anyway, but Eric Carr came to check us out, and his girlfriend played in a band called Harry Carey.
Oh.
Yeah, they were an all-girl metal band. They were pretty damn good, and he was kind of tied up with that, so he couldn't. So we kind of produced our own demo, which was it was kind of cool. So, we just kind of threw it out, and Mike was a go-getter. He made copies for like everybody. So,
was Eric Carr already in Kiss at the time when you guys were?
Yes, he was.
Okay.
Yep, and he was around once in a while because his girlfriend was there. So.
Yeah, from what I've heard, he was a really cool guy. So.
Yeah,
And great player.
Yeah, he really was.
Yeah, he didn't get paid that much either.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, amazing.
Huh.
But
You go figure, right?
yeah, because I think Vinnie Vincent was making $500 a week or something.
Are you serious?
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I guess that's when Kiss went bankrupt or whatever, But
I watched some specials. Some guitar player that played with John Denver was making like $2,000 a week. I was like, I thought that was a lot. It's like,
Yeah, that's pretty good money back in the day.
hell yeah.
right.
So, but yeah, Dannemora was a crazy ride. I think I think I got out of it. I think, it got a little crazy because we started getting things started to get really serious. And Gary was a money guy, and he was like, he wanted Matt and I to kind of sign off our rates on the songs that we did.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it got to be a money thing,
Yeah.
I'm not going to sign with a record company and get like 1% while you guys get like 22 or something, or 23.
Yeah.
So it kind of got a little crazy, and
It always tends to screw shit up, doesn't it?
money always, and I don't know, man, control and stuff. So I I think it was like in December of like 1990 or something like that. I don't know, 89, 90. I decided to just, all right, I'm out,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, then you ended up in my basement.
Yeah, because, I got, listen, man.
That didn't sound creepy, Jay.
Yeah. I got really depressed after that. So, speaking of depression,
Yeah.
Here's like, from the time you're 16, you're going to be this rock star, and I was close. I mean, they were talking about, we were like, we had like this little article in like Metal Edge magazine, which was like coast to coast,
Oh yeah, that was big back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, and we were like, they were talking, all right, if you, we would like you to come in the studio and work with one of our producers for a couple of days, and we'll give you like $5,000 to see what you can do, and they really liked what they saw in us, and it was like, they were talking about, a U.S. tour with Winger and White Lion, and then going to Europe for 3 months, and I mean, there was a lot of big shit on the table,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then to just like to be that close to like having that.
Right. Yeah. That would be a kick in the fucking pants.
Oh, I cut all my hair off. I sold all my gear. I said, I'm not playing anymore. I was really depressed,
Mm-hmm.
I became a CO here with the sheriff's department, and it was like, I hated that.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that's right.
I hated that job, and it was just like going from one extreme to the next. That wasn't me at all,
Yeah.
And I don't know if you were with I don't know if it was Chris Bullis and Bill McLeod came to my house one day. I'm working outside, and they're like, why don't you come and jam with us?
The three of us did. Yeah, we came.
Was it you too? I thought you were there.
Big old house down by the river. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that.
And I'm like, no, I'm not going to play. And they were like, no, you guys were like, no. Just come and sing. Just come and do vocals.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's what I did,
Yeah, you were like, it was like in Morston or something, wasn't it? Like,
no, it was down by the Covered Bridge in Livingston Manor.
That's right. Yep.
And, I was like, and I think we started like JT Ripper. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I can't believe I was digging through cassettes, and I have cassettes of that, of us. And
yeah, it was fun. Man. I was playing. I had little baby blue Kramer bass. Remember?
Yes. Yeah. It was. It was really cool about that was I went from something that was like
polished.
Really well, like that, and it was kind of cool just to, because I think when you do that and you get to that point, you're like, this is big and you have to be this. And I think you almost lose track of what you're doing it for.
Yeah.
You're the love of the music,
Mm-hmm.
And you're looking at like the stardom and all the perks and the things that go with it, and, and all these cool things and I think like getting back in your basement made me see like, wait a minute, this is the cool stuff, This is
sweating down there. And just,
doing it for like the love of it, and not having to hit every single note,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I gotta say, playing the bass though, man, I was on my A game when I played with Denimora. I was like,
yeah.
Well,
you play that much. I mean, of course you're gonna.
Yeah, I mean, we were practicing like 4 nights a week or something. I mean, it was like, we had like an 8-foot mirror in our practice across from Liberty Lumber. Don Locre owned this building, and we had the upstairs. We had like this 8-foot mirror.
Yeah, I remember coming there and watching.
Remember that? And it was like this massive mirror, and we would choreograph our stuff.
Yeah.
Choreograph.
Got an 8-foot mirror over his bed.
but his, you know what? His probably says items in the mirror are smaller than they appear, right? I know mine does. The one I have over my bed.
Mirror in his room.
Circus mirror. It only stretches in certain spots.
That's right.
He's on. No, he's had it, man. He's out.
Did we lose him?
I don't know. Did we?
I don't know.
No, I'm here.
Lost him. Oh, yeah.
No, sorry, man in the boat keeps on texting, so I'm like, sorry,
okay, because I was
communicating.
waiting for your smart ass retort, and I didn't come.
Oh.
I thought maybe you were abducted or something.
Oh, wait, hold on a second. Hold on a second. I have to translate something to Jason that man in the boat just sent over.
Oh, she's primate too, huh?
Yeah, so, but, yeah, okay, so, all right, so now, did you play at New York City proper and all up the coast, like as you went on, or what, were you local bands? And what people, if you've never been in a band, they don't understand how many great bands that were never signed, and they were always better.
Oh, my God.
The best bands never got signed.
Never. And there's like, I met so many guys that were so good.
Right.
And it's like, what do they say? For every one that makes it, there's like how many that don't, So, and there are guys, I can remember that this is a cool story. I was working in Jersey, in Wayne, New Jersey for a while with my father-in-law. And I used to take walks at night after we got done, smoke a bowl, walking up the road, and everything.
Yeah.
And I heard this guitar playing from this house, and it was hellish. And I was like, I got to find out who that is. So I walked up and knocked on the door. This guy answered. I said, man, I heard this guitar. He goes, it's my son, Vaughn. So I go upstairs. He goes, go ahead up. Just knock on the door. So I go up, and Vaughn turned out to be the guitar player for Jackal.
Oh, nice.
Really? Yeah, from Jersey. You heard of them?
Yeah.
This guy.
Wow.
Oh, my God. This guy played, like, violin music. He had a book of violin music, and that's what he would do, is just do these scales and stuff. And it was... He's like, you want to jam? I got a bass there. Because I was playing bass then, and I was like, I couldn't keep up with this guy. I mean, but it's like, we did like select places for doing showcases and things.
Yeah.
But it was like, we kind of burned out fast.
Yeah.
With what we were doing, we were going so fast, and Gary was a hard guy to, we played Billy O's on Staten Island. I remember one night we played with some band, I don't know, that had, it was kind of like a fog because, that's kind of how this ride was, but, indulging in things. But I can remember this band showed up in like this white stretch limo, and we were playing with them. And these guys were so good. And they had a house PA system. We were talking about house PA systems. And we played, their sound guy came in, and he put everything to 0, and he just started sliding things up. And it was like a friggin' magician, man. And it was like, I just watched this guy go like, and he's like putting, faders up and stuff, and he's like doing all this stuff. He made them sound like $1 million.
Right.
And I'm like,
good sound that'll make or break you. This
is the guy that's worth his weight in gold right here,
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
He's like, the 6th member of the band, so.
Sure.
Oh,
Absolutely.
that's no lie.
But we had a great, we'd go wherever we'd go, and we do, we're from Middletown, New York. I remember that night. This place was packed. And end of the night, we were done. Middletown. They're like, and they were going nuts. And it was really nice to go in these places where you never played before and totally win over a crowd.
Yeah. I'll tell you, Middletown, man, that's amazing how many people came out of that town, huh?
Oh, my God.
I mean, Chris Caffrey, Sabotage, Train.
I'll tell you a story of it. Chris, isn't he playing with the Trans-Siberian Orchestra now?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
So
he's like one of him and John.
Yeah.
From Sabotage. Yeah.
So I'll tell you a cool story about that. So it was the summer of 2014, I think, and Greg Woods. You know the Greg Woods band?
Yeah.
Greg is cool. Greg and my buddy Rob Tuttle plays bass for him. And Howard was playing guitar, I think, with him at the time, yeah. And Howard and I went to this. They had a private party. I think it was around July, like 4th of July. And it was at this really rich guy's place somewhere outside of Middletown.
Mm.
I mean, they had a grotto. This guy had like, he had like, I don't know how many games and like a game room and stuff. And anyway, so Greg goes, hey, if Darren wants to come, you guys can do because I was doing like acoustic stuff, and Howard and I were like, working on stuff together, and he was playing with me, and we did an acoustic thing before, because Greg was going to play that day and Howard was going to play with him. So, but Chris was there.
Really?
Yeah, he was there.
I think he lives in Goshen, doesn't he? Somewhere around there?
I think he does, but he was at this party, and he didn't really come up and say anything to us. Well, you know who did? Jimmy Sturr.
Jimmy Sturr.
The Polka King, man.
Nice.
Listen to this, man. Jimmy Sturr's got more Grammys than anyone in the world.
Right.
You know?
I hear you.
Because he's like the Polka King.
Absolutely.
And my mom loved polka. My mom was like, it was kind of crazy, but my mom always loved polka stuff.
Yeah.
And when we were younger, my brother used to drive me crazy because he would put in my mom's polka stuff, and I hated it. But anyway, so I get done playing, and who walks up? Hey, you guys are pretty good, man. That was pretty good. Jimmy Sturr.
No shit.
I was like, Jimmy Sturr. I'm like kind of fanning out. I was like, out of anybody, I don't care about Chris, man. I want to meet Jimmy Sturr.
Yeah.
So Howard and Rob Tuttle and Jimmy Sturr and I are standing around, and I can remember we're like, and Rob and Howard, when they get together, are like smart asses,
Yeah.
So they start throwing out, Rob is great with a wise ass remark, and Jimmy's throwing them back, So we're standing around this circle. It was the funniest shit. But I'm like, why didn't I get a picture with Jimmy Sturr?
Right. Yeah, you could have had that on your mantle.
Hell yeah, man! Right next to my fake Grammy, which is like what Grammys are worth anymore.
Yeah.
They used to mean something too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Grammys used to mean that you had a career in music and you did something. Now they give them out to anyone. So.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. The business is kind of weird now, isn't it? I mean,
there is no business.
Yeah, there is no. It's not a business anymore. I don't even.
I find myself still mostly listening to the same old stuff that I've always loved, and just. I still search for new stuff that's kind of perks me up, but it's kind of few and far between these days, man, to find something you can really get up on.
Yeah. I mean, like the band thing. I mean, I was like. The alternative thing, I was always like a Fuel fanatic. I love Fuel, man.
They were a great band, yeah.
My God, and again, I saw them, 3 times, when Brett Scallions was singing, and I always loved that band, but
yeah, they had some great hits, man. Sure.
But it's really cool because, I'm a Cheap Trick fanatic. I was like,
oh yeah, I've seen them 14 times.
I'm like. I think I was one like the first person around here, like in the 70s when they came out, or whenever, the 80s, or
70s,
I was like the first person in our town that was really into Cheap Trick.
Yeah.
So one night it was like 10 o'clock at night, and it's like it was in July of 2017. I was diagnosed with multiple myeloma bone cancer. So,
oh, wow.
And I went through some hellish time with doing chemo, and I did a stem cell transplant in February of 2018. And man, I am an advocate for that because that is the most incredible thing.
Yeah.
Modern medicine. But anyway, so I'm recuperating, and it was September of 2018. So it'd been 6 or 7 months later, 10 o'clock at night, and I get a call. It's Rob Tuttle. He goes, "Hey, man, what are you doing tomorrow?" "Nothing. Why?" "You want to go hang out with Cheap Trick?"
Hell yeah.
I'm like, you're shitting me, right?
Yeah.
He's like, "No, Greg's got an extra ticket, and we got backstage.
Ricky, don't lose that number.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I met up with Rob, and we go, and they were playing at the Speedy Fest in Binghamton.
Speedy Fest.
Yeah, they had this Speedy Fest thing that they always do every year. It's kind of
Speedy, like the food.
That reminds me of my entire time in Florida.
You know, like the chicken Speedy or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So we went and we got patches, and the first person we met was Dax, which is, Rick Nielsen's son.
Yeah.
Was playing drums for them.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, Bunny's not playing.
Bunny wasn't playing with them then. It was Dax that was playing. So
Yeah.
Okay.
And Greg knows everybody, man. Greg's
Bunny plays every Sunday and Tuesday night still in Rockford.
Does he really?
Yep.
He actually is playing with Cheap Trick again once in a while too.
Nice.
So we go backstage and Robin Zander pops out of the trailer, and he's like, and it's like out of this trailer, and there's like these big oak trees, and he comes up and he goes, "Hey, I like what you guys did with the place." And I went, "Yeah, it's called Early Upstate New York." And he started laughing, and it was like, that was it. Broke the ice.
Yeah.
I talked to the guy for like 45 minutes.
Man, he's a monster.
He's not only like a demon of a musician and stuff. He is a hell of a nice guy.
Cool.
We talked about, he's like, and Rob goes, "Hey, Darren plays," and we were talking about, me being sick and stuff, and he was like giving me words of encouragement. I hadn't played like guitar for like 16 months or something. I don't know,
Yeah.
I hadn't even picked up a guitar and stuff. And he was like, he goes, "Yeah, what do you play?" And he goes, I said, "I like Telecasters." He goes, "Yeah, I do too." I said, "Yeah, I know." It's like, he uses like these Nash Telecasters.
Yeah, Bill Nash, man.
Yeah, man. He's got some hellish guitars, but
they're great.
But he gave me like some words of encouragement. "Hey, man, you got to start playing again. You got to pick it up. You got to start playing."
Yeah.
Awesome. And we took some pictures, and he signed some stuff and gave me and stuff, and I got home, and I went home and started to play. And it was like that day, I'm like, I'm playing again, man. So
absolutely, Vince, they're a Chicago band, aren't they?
From Rockford, they're heroes here.
Of you.
Oh, they're legends here, absolutely.
I'm sure they are,
Yeah,
Well,
and the funny thing is, the 14 times I've seen Cheap Trick, I've never paid for the ticket.
That's awesome.
Everyone's like, "Hey, Chicago." That's what people in LA used to call me. "Hey, Chicago." And then, "Hey, here's some tips." Cool. Oh, wow. Here's a promotion here. Yeah. I got it was weird coming back to quote unquote civilian life after I left there, and then I had to watch shows from the crowd and not side stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was weird. It still kind of is weird. But I'll do it for Queensryche,
Yeah. And if Howard's listening, he's the Queensryche fanatic.
Oh,
always has been. Always.
Yeah, what a great band.
Well, we have a girl here, Sue Lambert used to live here in Livingston Manor. She dated Jeff Tate for a while.
Really?
Yeah. He was up here, I think, once or twice too.
Well, Vince and I have an old buddy from Florida, Eric Lorman. He's a graphic designer. He just did Todd LaTorre's album cover for his solo record. He's the new singer in Queens. Right?
Yeah, he was the art. He was the art director.
Yeah, you were telling me that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he also does.
Todd sing.
I haven't.
Oh my God, he's
really
amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he really? Now you got me curious.
Yeah.
Now I got to listen.
I call it Todd's Reich, but.
Wow.
Yeah, he's amazing, man. Great performer.
Oh, dude, he's unreal.
Fucking nails
it.
And a total decent human being. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That
cool fucking guy. What's that?
You've hung out with him, haven't you?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, at the Yes, we were back there. Eric set up a meeting between me and Todd and stuff, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I got to meet the rest of the band and like, oh, thanks, man.
You know, I think that like, you know, some of these guys are dicks. I mean, you know, they
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
you know, you're the little guy. You're not where I am, but it's like when like when you meet somebody like Robin Zander, who's a legend.
Yeah.
And and he's got his arm around you. Hey man, come here. And you take pictures, and he's talking to you like you're he's talking about.
Isn't that always the way? The biggest ones are the coolest ones, man. They're over all the shit. You know what I mean? That's like
yeah.
If you're around for 40 years, 50 years, there's a reason. Jagoffs don't continue to really work that much.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when they do, it's limited, you know what I mean? But they're not consistent tour people.
Right.
The Jagoffs come out once every 6, 7, 8 years. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. 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 Because it's like we're talking about Randy Jackson too. What was really cool was like when Denimora opened for them, the kid who was working at the Chance that was stocking the dressing rooms, Randy Jackson's contract said he gets Heineken, and they were going to bring, Budweiser's up to our room. Well, this kid didn't like Randy Jackson for some reason, didn't like Zebra. He brought the Heinekens up to our room and gave them the Budweiser.
Wow.
So how we met Randy Jackson was he came up, hey man, he came up and talked to us, and he goes, that's where my fucking Heineken went. And we're like all like, whoa. He goes, can I have one? Like, serious?
Nice.
Come on in, man. He was like, and he hung out with us for a while, and
Yeah.
and it was just, he was a really nice guy. It was like Robin Zander talking about his family, and just giving you the time of day,
Yeah.
I met Ace Frehley in Dutchess County at a place called Mama Brava's. We were playing one night in Denimora. And he was like so trashed,
No, come
So
on.
yeah, no, seriously, no, really, he was having milk and cookies at the bar. Jason is what he was really,
Right.
But I mean, he could barely hold his head up, but he didn't even want to talk. I don't think he could.
You gotta love Ace though, man. He's still doing it.
Yeah, I know.
What, man, his last couple records are tight, though.
Are they?
Good together. Yeah, dude. He's got a studio in his house in Jersey. And man, he's putting out some great stuff. I was checking out the other day. He did a version of Cold Gin with Mike McCready from Pearl Jam. Man,
Oh wow!
Yeah.
killer! Yeah.
Wow!
Yeah, so
Sounded
a couple years back, I go to meet Ace Frehley. We're at this horror con, and Ace is there and stuff. And so it's me and my buddy Scotty, who I mentioned before earlier in the show, and then 2 lady friends are with us. And so it's time to take a picture with Ace. So me and Scott are like pushing the girls out of the way, and we're next to Ace, right?
Yeah.
And Ace is like, geez, normally it's the chicks who want to be up close. And I said, hey, Ace, you know what? Fuck them. Me and Scotty been doing like fucking Kiss concerts in our bedroom since we've been in like 2nd grade,
Yeah,
man. Fuck
Yeah.
them,
Yeah.
Not in a mean way, but, He was like,
that was a really good imitation of him, man. That was really good.
Vince can do some voices.
yeah,
That was good, man.
Jane and Paul they just didn't seem
shit.
to, and then Peter came across and I don't know.
That sounds just like him.
Mhm.
Shit.
Yeah.
But Greg is friends with Richie Scarlett.
Oh yeah, Richie plays with.
Yeah,
Ace.
Richie played with Ace for a while. He was a guitar player for a while.
Yeah.
But Greg Woods is pretty good friends with Richie and
Okay.
Yeah, Ace's
And,
backup band now is the same one. It's basically Gene Simmons' backup band.
really.
Yeah, he switched out bands right before the pandemic ended. But yeah, his band is great, and he's recording like a monster. Like every 9 months, he's got a new album out.
Yeah.
Ace Frehley does.
Yeah,
I
Wow.
know he had
yeah, he did like
Scotty Cooper
Space
playing
Truckin',
drums.
Fox on the Run, like all types of all cover tunes, and
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of been out of that for a while. I don't know, man. Does Gene do anything like a solo act at all, or does he always play with Paul Stanley?
no,
No, he did
Gene's
some
got his
solo
own
stuff,
band. Yeah.
He does?
Yeah, Gene's got his own band. Yeah.
Well, I know he's got his solo album with Kiss, but
Yeah, he's got the Gene Simmons band. So when Kiss isn't around, he goes out. Like, for instance, he did the Vault tour for like 2 years. And, like, you could buy the Vault thing for, whatever it was, however many thousands of dollars. And it's this Kiss Vault, and he delivers it to your fucking door. He delivers it to your fucking house. And then, like, in that, so he drops all of them off in that city, and then he does a show with the Gene Simmons band.
Wow.
And then
that's pretty cool.
He basically let Ace use his band because Ace wanted to change shit up, I guess.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw some footage of Ace doing M3 up in Maryland, and he had like Scotty Coogan playing drums. That guy's.
I've got a theory though on that band and why he's playing with Ace and Gene, because I think they're going to be Kiss 2.0 once the gentlemen retire.
Think so? It's like we're talking, like playing 40 years. Those guys, I don't see how you can ever stop until you die.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, you can have a Kiss show. It runs like Cats. You know what I mean? It's a fucking traveling fucking.
Or you could go in residency in Vegas. It's
like Disneyland.
Disneyland. It's like, well, Robin Zander does that too. He was doing like solo stuff for a while.
Yeah.
And but then Cheap Trick got inducted in the Hall of Fame and put out started playing again. And
yeah, they're putting out 2 albums a year, Cheap Trick, right now.
Yeah.
And then, so Bunny Carlos is playing with a band called Broken Windshields, and the singer is one of the fucking doo-wop fucking kids. The Oombop, one of the Oombop fucking guys.
Oh, from Hanson?
Yeah, dude.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and the other dude is like the old bass player from like Smashing Pumpkins or something.
Really? Somebody said like those Hanson kids when they got older.
Yeah, no, they rock.
That they rock. Like the kid who played guitar, the brother that played guitar or something.
Yeah, they weren't a gimmick. They actually were musicians, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then there's the, what's it called? Like the Nielsen Corporation or something like that. No, the Nielsen Family Trust. And,
really?
Yeah, and it's Rick and his son, and then I think his brother's in the band and a couple other people. And then they play when Cheap Trick isn't playing.
Huh.
And they play local here all the time.
Nice.
Yeah, Cheap Trick, it's like part of the flag in Illinois is,
I'm sure it is. Yeah. I'm sure it is. Yeah.
But yeah. And then Styx is local here. They're from my town.
Really?
Yeah. So, yeah, pretty interesting,
Yeah.
Yeah, they played my sister's prom.
Did they really?
Yeah. How funny is that,
Tommy Shaw, man, still.
Oh, he's amazing.
He's a beast. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, and then another local guy here is Jim Petrick from Survivor. He also he wrote Eye of the Tiger and 38 Special and he just did an album with what's his name, Dennis DeYoung from Styx. They did 2 albums together during the lockdown.
Huh.
And it's Dennis DeYoung's final album supposedly, so we'll see.
Wow.
But yeah, pretty we had a nice rock and roll scene in Chicago.
Oh yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great place to see music.
That's enough too, huh? Come on.
Dude.
Come on.
Like, remember when I said, like, the best bands didn't get signed? I rest my case.
Come on, man. Fly High Michelle was a good tune.
Yeah, yeah, uh-huh. Hey, Jay, I dropped a fucking dime in between my fucking balls. Can you get it for me?
Hey,
I pulled my scapula.
Just don't cough while you're down there.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah. Vince, I got bad news. I think you got a hernia, brother. I'm no doctor, but I played one on hernia.
It's like I'm no gynecologist.
Hey, I'm not at the dentist's office. What the hell's going on?
I'll give it a shot.
Right.
You guys are terrible, man.
Totally. Yeah.
All right, so Darren,
Yeah.
fill us in on your new neighbors and all this new shit you got going on, man.
All
Some
right.
cats called Nude Party.
The
And,
nude party, man.
Dude, I love that fucking band.
Yeah, Vince
Listen,
is
I
getting
got
off on this
all
one.
right here. I got to tell you something about this band. They're actually, I think they're playing right now next door in the barn.
Dude.
So this third album that they got coming out is going to be a game changer, I think, for them. So the story is like 3 years. It's been like what, 3 years ago, 2 years.
You know what?
2.5
You know
years
what?
ago.
You got to tell this a direct quote. Hey, assholes. I listened to one of your songs where you're in a fucking elevator, and I had to listen to it 15 times in a fucking row and then listen to everything that you've ever put out. So you know what? Thank you very much.
Is that Chevy Van? Is that
Dude, I love the vibe of that band.
No, you got to hear. No, dude, you got to hear some of the new stuff.
Well, I
that
can
they're
imagine it
working on.
because
Oh my
like
God.
their vibe and what the country just went through, I think is a fucking right on move. You know, it's dude, perfect.
So I got both CDs I'm looking at of theirs right now.
Yeah.
So, and what's cool is they're freebies from them, you know. So that means a lot, you know.
No, I think they're great. I've been sharing it with. They're amazing, man. Amazing.
They you know, I mean, like, what are they working on? Like 3 million plus hits on Spotify.
Yeah.
You know. So it was a few years ago, like the Catskill Brewery I'm talking about here. You know, they had girlfriends and stuff. So one of the girls was working there, and I go one day and I'm having a beer, and I'd run into the guys like once in a while here and there. So they're sitting at a picnic table outside. I hook up with them. We're drinking some beers. We start talking music. I show them some of my Denim Aura pictures, and they were like flipping out. You know, it's like, holy shit, this is you. You know, and
like,
so we start talking.
Those leather pants, man.
There was neon leather. That shit didn't breathe, man. When
You know, if you spray mist the crotch, they get tighter.
Yeah. I mean, when you change those pants, you change your underwear too. Let's just put it there. So the boys, we were talking about, hey, where you live? And they said and they told me where they live and stuff. And I'm like, wait a minute, I live out there. Well, we live in this house. I said, guys, I live right next door.
That's
so I'm like,
fucking hilarious.
So it's like, we got to be friends and stuff. And so the guy that owns the house, his name is Oakley Munson. He's a drummer for the Black Lips.
Okay.
The Black Lips, you got to check them out. They're like a cult status 80s punk band from New York.
Yeah, I know who they are. Yeah, I've heard a couple of their tunes. I like their stuff.
Yeah, and so Oakley had a barn. They got a barn here next door that they were like going to turn into a rehearsal, pre-production recording studio.
Uh-huh.
So, COVID hit, and they couldn't tour either of them because they're, that's what these guys do, man. They tour,
Right.
Oakley's in Europe right now. He just played Seville, Spain the other night. And he was like, I don't know, he was in Prague. He was in Warsaw, Poland. He was going to Italy. And Black Lips are going to start, I think, like December 5th, recording their next album in Paris. So,
nice.
So that's pretty cool. But so the Nude Party, so the guys were talking and they're saying, and I did construction, I built houses and stuff. And they're saying, hey, Oakley wanted to know if maybe you'd give us a hand, revamping the barn and doing the studio. Sure. So I go over and so we take a year, man, and you got to see what we made. It's like the most incredible place. But he kind of did it because he's like their producer. They're his protege, I guess you'd say. He found them, I believe, and he got them signed to their label. So, I started listening to some stuff. I started hanging out with the guys, and they're like classy guys, man. They're all great young men, all of them.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
put
we
out
get
they
them on
put
the
out a
show,
good
man.
vibe.
I I think they would love it.
Yeah.
They're and they got a Catfish is their pedal steel player from. I mean, they're a 7-piece band when they go out.
Yeah.
Really.
And they're a road band. I mean, they go out and they tour.
Oh yeah, they're a live band. Yeah.
I mean, they're out, man. They're like, if they can go out, they're out, and they're like, they're on the road. They're playing here. They're playing here. I mean, they opened for Greta Van Fleet. They opened for Jack White. They opened. I think they played up by you, Vince, in Chicago. I think that's where they played with Jack White.
Okay.
I think it was up there, but
Yeah, I wish I would have known that then. I would have been at that fucking show.
hang on, because I think I'll tell you what. This next album, their third album,
And I'm like watching their video, and I'm like, you know what? I'm like, oh wow, okay, this band's really cool. I get it. I get what they're doing. Okay, I'm like,
yeah.
man, I want to direct their music video.
Hey, it could happen.
It definitely could happen.
Yeah, and my background is in that, so
They're great boys. So
yeah, they got a great vibe, great sense of humor. I think and I feel that's what's been missing is that when we grew up, music was fun.
Yeah.
It was about having fun. It wasn't necessarily messaging and all this whatever.
Right.
Or corporate this or corporate that or blah blah.
Right.
It was just like, fuck, this is great,
Just good rock and roll.
Yeah, all the metalheads dance to "We Are Family." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
I mean, they're just like, there's good music's good music, and
we got a place called the Arnold here on Chandelier. It used to be called Lanza's, and and Sims Foster has it now and stuff. And some of the boys work up there, and they did like 3 or 4 gigs this summer up there.
Yeah.
Mm.
And Barb and I went a couple times to check them out up there. And I got to tell you what, man, they're just, and even in a small little place, I mean, the place is packed.
Yeah.
And
let's do a documentary on those fucking guys.
I mean, they deliver, man. Those guys deliver,
They do.
And it's a cool story about them because they all got together in college, and I don't think they all played much, you know what I mean? But wow, man, they honed their skills, and they've been on, I don't know how many U.S. tours they've done.
They got that certain thing that can't be described,
It's a chemistry that, I kind of liken it to like what we had with Denimora, when you have, you get that rare instance when you play with a band sometimes that there's this chemistry that you couldn't build or you couldn't put together or, hey, with this guy or that guy, it just works.
You got the mojo working. Mm-hmm.
You got the mojo, and it's like, and when that happens, man, you ride that, and that was
for sure. And
that was like with that. Well, these guys, man, are just, and like Oakley says, this next album is going to be, I think it's really going to put them on the map.
Yeah.
I think 2022, they're going to do a hell of a lot of touring and shows, if things don't go crazy again.
Yeah.
And I think I see really good things in their future. They got chemistry. These guys for 7 guys.
Yeah.
It's nuts that everything just works,
Right.
Have you been doing some stuff with them? I mean, you guys.
Because it's like I've been writing a lot of stuff, and it was, when was it? March of this year. The boys were all on spring break and stuff, and Connor, the drummer, and Oakley were the only ones next door. Oakley and I were working in the studio. We built, it's a beautiful studio. We got a 21-foot by 21-foot stage in there,
Oh, wow.
So Oakley's like, hey, why don't you grab some of your original stuff and let's, me and you and Connor jam tonight, So Oakley was playing bass and Connor played drums, and I just went over, and I don't know what they expected, me to have, and
Mm-hmm.
so we just show us a song. So I played a song. hey, that's okay, Then I played another one, and that's pretty good. And then I played another one, and they're like, this is cool, Then they started getting excited,
Right.
So we had like this little 3-piece thing going on, and I said, Connor's like, this is good shit, man. And he was like really excited. He goes, I said, well, my bass player Mitch said, I can pull songs out of my ass, so so he goes, go ahead, pull one out of your ass. So I start doing this song, and I just step up to the mic and I start doing it. And we got done, and he was like, I can't believe you just did that. He's like, I really can't believe that. That's the best one. I can't believe you just did that.
Right. So
we got done. We did 4 songs, and they said, what are you doing tomorrow night? I guess I'm coming over here,
Yeah, what's bad with that?
So we got like a thing going on, and they're going to, help me with some of my stuff, and what's really nice is the barn that we have, the studio, is called Sam's Studio. It's named after a friend of Oakley's who passed away.
Yeah.
A musician from New York City. Anybody else, it's called Sound at Manor. But if you know Sam's Studio, then you really know what it's for.
Yeah.
But what's really cool is it's the home of the Nude Party. And the barn is going to be where they record their 3rd album.
Nice.
And Oakley Munson from the Black Lips owns the house next door. And
you got like a Pro Tools rig set up?
Yeah, Pro Tools rig, yep. And I got a set of keys. So when these guys go out on tour, Darren gets the studio, so.
Nice. Can't go wrong.
And I take care of, Oakley's got,
ducks and geese and chickens. So I take care of their birds and cats when they're gone. It's like,
There you go. Nice.
and I go over and I throw out my stuff, live, and so it's really cool. So tell us, you were mentioning me, you said you got an idea for a concept record, right?
Yeah, I'm working on it. That's why I said 2022, I got two albums that I want to do. I want to do another album of original. I did like the first album Howard did with me. Howard, his son Dan Gore. Dan's an amazing drummer, and Mitch Hines played bass. We went to ATS Studios in Norwich with Mike Sapella and recorded my first solo album, and it's called Photograph.
Okay.
And I'll tell you where you can get all that stuff. But so...
yeah, plug it now, man.
Yeah, so 2022, my idea is to do an album. Then Oakley was talking to me, he goes, you should really try to write a concept album. And I'd never done that before. So I'm working on this concept album, and I got an idea, and it's going to be about, I hate to give it away, but it's like, so.
You don't have to give it away.
You give it away because I'm going to steal it.
You can allude.
Right. You bastards better not steal my shit, It's like, no, I'm not saying anything. No, but so it's about a trailer park, and it's about all the people that live in this trailer park.
Nice.
And I started writing it, and I started working on some of the songs, and I'm like, holy shit, where are these lyrics coming from, Because sometimes you just tap into that,
Yep.
Yeah, it just pours out of you, right?
Oh, my God, I started writing these lyrics down one day, and I said, I can't believe I'm writing these things,
Yeah.
So
where can people find your stuff, Darren? You on like Bandcamp and stuff like that?
Bandcamp's coming up. Right now, I'm on Reverb Nation.
Okay.
Which I don't really... you can download my stuff for free on there.
Mm-hmm.
But I got a Facebook page, Darren Steele Musician. You can find me on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube videos. I'm going to be setting up a Bandcamp and a SoundCloud.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to set up an Instagram.
Yeah, do it all, man.
Do it all, everything. I'm going to be registering some songs, I think. So, what's cool about Oakley is a great businessman with music. And he's been kind of giving me some tips and pointers about what to do with my stuff.
Yeah.
It's really nice, too, when you got guys like that who are out there touring that listen to your stuff and say, hey, man, you write some really good shit.
Right, yeah, it's encouraging. Yeah.
So that's, and it's like, and now the boys are back and they're done tour. I think Connor's going to be around. He goes, Darren, we got to grab a day. We got to get in the studio. We got to get those 4 songs that we did down. Mm-hmm. So, all right. So I'm excited to do that. So what I'm doing like with those guys is like 4 song blocks,
Yeah.
All right, I got 4 songs. All right, here's 4 more songs. Here's 4 more songs. Here's, at some point, though, I write so much shit that I got to, all right, wait, put the brakes on.
Yeah, and organize.
Yeah, and finish, get some lyrics done that you can work with and stuff, Mm-hmm. But I really like jamming with Connor. He's when you play with a drummer that plays with 7 guys, they know where they're supposed to play.
They know where to breathe.
Yes. And to play with him, he's such a locked-in guy that it was really cool. I had a lot of fun playing with them. Mm-hmm. And so the guitar player, Sean, is talking about, too, if he's got, if they got some time, that he's going to do some guitar work for me, I think.
Cool.
So he's on board, too. So between, like Sean and Connor, and Don Merrill is their keyboard player. Don is just a friggin' great guy, this guy, know? So, and it's hard to tell once I, get in there for a day and who's around, who's going to jump in on my stuff,
Yeah.
And it's just kind of neat because I love the boys. They're not only are they great musicians, great songwriters, but they're great young men,
Mm-hmm. Well, that's cool that, that area too. I mean, I know from growing up there, it was pretty, it's rural and back in the day, I mean, we just had us,
Yeah, right.
Kind of secluded, but it's kind of hip to see that, things are changing. Like you said, all the breweries and the influx of people from New York City coming up there and, it kind of opens up things, right? I mean,
Livingston Manor is like a hot spot now. It's kind of a, it's a really crazy place, so.
Yeah, that's great, man.
But,
I need to get back up there one of these days.
Yeah, you do. Bring your bass or bring your guitars when you come.
Yeah, I'll bring that.
We'll go
Les Paul that haunts me.
Yeah, come over and hang out with the guys. We'll go in the studio. It's like, they're great guys to hang out with. They partake too, and I mean, they're all.
Am I the only one drinking tonight? I mean, did you break into the room or what?
No, I actually didn't. I didn't want to leave. I'm kind of just like sitting here going through stuff. So
I'm drinking Cabernet. Yeah. I'm drinking Cabernet Sauvignon.
French.
Yeah. Oh, hold on a second. I got to read this copy here. Hold on a second.
Yeah, do
this episode of Creativity Talking is sponsored by VaudevillePress.com. Get your signed author editions of ebooks of the Book of Vito Bupkis, Scriptures, and Reboot Jesus, all coming out later this month on VaudevillePress.com. Check out past episodes of Creativity Talking on Spotify, iTunes, and wherever you find your favorite podcast, like Creativity Talking with the Vag. That's V and J, and we are the Vag.
We are, in fact.
We are the Vag. So, and that's hosted at VaudevillePress.com. That's our home. And we'll soon be launching our YouTube channel and VaudevillePress.com, where our world is your stage. And so please help the podcast grow by clicking like, subscribe, and feel free to share and download.
Video coming soon.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
That would be very cool.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get Jason to dress up as a fucking garden gnome.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
Blue
shirt and a hat. That's all it's gonna take.
I'll do whatever it takes for us to hit the time.
Just drop a dime and see what he does.
Right,
I got the white beard. All I need is the red pointed hat. Come on.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So that's gonna be fun when we everything's on. YouTube
yeah. I bet it will.
But it's it's interesting, we all came from a time, I came up as a metal singer and all that shit and blah, 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 and did the whole music thing and then got in the music business and, Hollywood, worked with big bands, special effects, films, all that stuff. And I don't know, man. There is a certain element a grit to the world that seems to have been lost, but it went somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know, is that whole mystification of like the band music life, you know?
Right.
Or maybe we just got older. I don't know.
Well, you know what? I think the Nude Party Boys give me hope that that's not dead, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes back around, right? But
yeah, there's a few bands.
Spirit, right?
They're on the road and they're touring and they're live and they're in your face and they're rock and roll and it's just, you know, I don't know. It's, you know.
Yeah, like I like Dirty Honey.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm digging that band a lot, you know.
Yep.
But,
you know.
Great band.
They got a little Southern flavor to them, you know. They're Southern boys and Midwestern boys and stuff, you know, so.
Yeah.
But,
Rival Sons is another band that I really fucking dig.
Oh, yeah.
I've never heard of them.
Oh,
Rival
man,
Stone, really?
Rival Sons, yeah.
Rival Sons, really, huh?
Yeah, it's like Southern rock meets gospel Zeppelin.
Wow.
It's it's pretty swampy. It's cool. Yeah.
Sounds very cool.
All vintage instruments, you know, not the bright and shiny.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. The dude, man, he's like a fucking Firebird maniac. Man, he plays a lot of old Firebirds and stuff. He's got some
really
great
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I forget his name, man. It's, you know.
Huh.
You know, not too many bands sound different these days, you know, so when you hear someone who sticks out, you're like,
absolutely.
Wow. You know?
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's like, you know, Steve, you know, you mentioned Greta Van Fleet, you know, they're getting a lot of shit, you know, because, you know.
Yeah.
It sounds a lot like Robert Plant, and they're getting a lot of flack. But, I mean, it's like, fuck off, you know? I mean, these kids are great, man.
They are great. They're really.
Great music, you know?
Yeah.
And everybody sounds like somebody. I mean, your influences always come out, you know?
Always.
What I mean?
You know what? And that's who they are. You know, it's not like, well, you're purposefully trying to sound like Zeppelin.
Right.
No, this is all right. We got together. This is what we do. This is what we sound like, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that pisses me off when they catch all that shit. It's like, just appreciate the fact that these are some young cats that are doing kick-ass rock, you know?
Yeah. They rock, those guys, man.
They do, man. They're awesome.
Mm-hmm.
They rock, you know? And the boys got some stuff. You can follow them on Facebook, too, and they put up some clips and stuff once in a while. And, I mean, they did 2 shows with Greta Van Fleet, you know, so
yeah,
like a back-to-back, like a Friday and Saturday in Connecticut somewhere.
Yeah. So, Darren, I gotta ask now. I mean, like I said, I've been down here in the South for, I don't know, 16, 17 years now. I've been away from home for a while.
Yeah.
But Bethel Woods, man, like, you know, when I left, I mean, that wasn't even built yet over at the original Woodstock site. But that's I see some peeps, you know, from back home posting pics of concerts.
Yeah.
Well, that's I guess that's the place now, huh?
It's a place, but it's just, you know, it's so goddamn expensive, you know? It's
Is
like,
it really? Yeah.
well, people go. I mean, you know, I don't know. You know, to me it is, you know, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, concerts.
You know, concerts are expensive and tickets are tickets, but then, you know, how much for a bottle of water? How much for...
Yeah.
I mean, that's the other thing.
They get the shows up there. I mean, they're getting.
Oh yeah, they get the shows. There's, you know, to me, it's like they don't get. To me, as a musician, it seems like every year they get kind of like the same people back. You know.
Oh really? Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe I don't go enough or keep track of it enough, but it just seems like if there was more variety of stuff, you know.
When I hear of like big acts like charging multiple thousands of dollars for seats. That makes me want to vomit.
Yeah. That's
it's kind of a bummer how expensive.
You know what I mean? I'm like, you're pricing yourself out of the people who really want to hear your music.
Yeah.
Not the people who can go back to the office and tell Chad on Monday what a great job Mick Jagger did at the Stones concert. Oh my God. You know, fuck right off.
It was like 80 or 80 when I saw Cheap Trick, and it was $15.
Right?
Yeah.
You know? Went to Binghamton to Broome
Absolutely.
County Arena.
I was telling my son that the other day.
You know?
I was telling my son.
I love that place.
God, I used to go there all the time. Saw some great shows there.
I was talking to my son. I went and picked him up tonight, you know, and bringing him over, and we were talking about music, and he's like, yeah, Dad, you used to see a lot of shows, right? I'm like, yeah, I did back in the day. I said, I can't afford it now.
Yeah.
Right.
I said, but, you know, back when I was seeing shows, I mean, you know, $10, $12, man, you got a ticket for like a a national. I mean, I saw the Scorpions. I paid $10.50 for a ticket. You know,
Yeah.
Right.
84 or 85, something like
Right.
that.
Yeah, just last night I was telling Seth, I'm like, back in my day, I'm like,
yeah.
Van Halen 1984 tour, $17.50.
Isn't that tough, man? Now it's like, these shows will come through and I want to go and I'll like look and it's like $300. I'm like, yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, fuck
I'm
off.
not doing that.
no.
It's like I have an older daughter, Nicole, too. If she's listening, hey, Nicole.
Yeah.
But
Right.
How old is Nicole now? You go ahead and make me feel old because
All right.
she was like 8 last time I saw her. I think.
yeah, she's 32.
Good.
Or she'll
God.
be 32 next month.
You didn't have to make me feel that old.
Yeah, I know, but so she was into garbage for a while,
Oh yeah. Sure.
Oh my God. We used, and Howard and Dan and his son and I, for a while we would jam with Nick when she was like 13 and she just could sing this shit, she could sing all this stuff. So I took her, we went to Continental Airlines Arena to see Garbage, No Doubt, and the Distillers.
No shit.
And it was $15. Gwen Stefani wanted $15 seats for every seat in the arena.
Nice.
And it was like to us, we went to see Garbage. And man, we weren't disappointed, man. They were,
man, what a monster that guy.
Holy shit, were they good,
Yeah.
So.
God, man, I remember when you were living up Cooks Brook, and we used to go up there and like write shit on. You had that little Fostex 4-track.
Yes.
Recording, and she was
man,
just like
Fostex.
8 years old. Man.
She was tiny, man. Yeah.
What the hell, man,
Right.
I'm old.
She did a lot of. She did. She's got an incredible voice. First of all, she's a talent, and it's like, I don't really want to do it. Come on, Nick, just sing with me a little bit. I don't really like. Anyway, she does like show tunes and stuff, and But for a while, we were doing like in 2000 to 2007 or 8. We had a stint where her and I were doing like acoustic things. I was playing acoustic and she was singing.
Mm.
And we did some stuff. And we did a showcase at the Rockland House for Bethel Woods, actually. And, we got a few songs together and we went. And they, it was because they were going to have some local people play at Bethel Woods.
Okay.
We didn't get picked, but, we got some great feedback from them. Yeah. Look, they told Nicole, keep doing what you're doing because you guys are really good,
okay.
And there's I got some YouTube videos of her and I too on YouTube, some of her stuff, and it's
cool.
So yeah, it's you move along, man. It's like Hard Knocks. Remember we played with Hard Knocks?
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah,
it was great. I remember Bullis's drum kit filled up my basement, man. Remember he had that huge black Premier drum kit?
He's got like a $16,000 set now.
Does he really?
Oh, it takes like a day to set up or something, I don't know.
Yeah, I remember he set those drums up in my basement. It was like wall to wall.
Wall to wall. Were they Premier? Were they the Premier set?
Yeah, it was a black Premier.
Yeah, black Premier set that he had. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like.
But that was
fun. The PA, man. He had the big PA.
Yeah, yes. Those those friggin' EV cabinets that weighed about 200 pounds each.
We lugged everywhere. Yeah.
Oh my God, dude! You and Jason Rogers too,
Yeah, shout out to Jake, man. What's Jake do these days?
Jake Rogers. Jake's working in Roscoe. I think he does some lighting and stuff at the school.
Does he? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I got to tell you, if you're, and I want to do it again, man. There's you guys have heard of the M3 Festival up in Baltimore? It's like Columbia, Maryland. It's a suburb of Baltimore. It's a lot of the old 80s bands play up there every year. They do it usually about May or June.
Huh.
And some years back now, I would meet up with Jay Baldo,
oh shit,
Dean Beckerdakis. Those guys would come down. We'd meet up, hang out for 3 days at the show. It was a good time, and I was trucking in those days, so it was hard to get a day off. But I'd pull it off and drive up there and meet those guys, and we just just guzzle beers and listen to the old 80s bands. But the one year we go up there, and I'm walking, we're walking down past the, we went to get some beers and we're walking back in. And I look and I see, who do I see? Jake Rogers and Mike Shaboo sitting there.
That's
I'm
funny.
like, holy shit, man! Small world. You know, like coming from a town that we come from.
Yeah.
And there we are in Baltimore, man. I bump into these dudes, man. So we had a hell of a time, you know.
I jammed with Jay. Howard and I jammed with Jay a bunch of times too, like years ago, man. My mom and Pop would like camp for the summer, so I would take care of their house, and we like commandeered the house one summer.
Yeah.
And set up in the living room at my mom's house. And Jay Baldo and Howard and I we were doing, you know, old Alice in Chains and stuff, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Doing some Lenny Kravitz stuff and all kinds of shit, you know, and it was fun. Jay was really good. And I jammed with him in his the Flux Capacitor band that he had for a while.
Yeah, dude, they were doing a lot of you know,
a lot of 80s stuff, yeah.
They had a pretty big following around Cooperstown and all that.
They did. Know? I went up there. Yeah, I went up to Cooperstown and jammed a few times with them.
Yep.
So,
he's my boy, man. Since we were 5 years old, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and a couple of my buddies had this project band. Whenever one of our parents would go out, we would jam at that house, and it was called RCM, the Rotten Crotch Mongrels.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, you know, we're just getting hammered and jamming, you know, like, okay, Rotten, you know, Crotch Mongrels tour, fucking 1985, you know.
You guys were a Christian band, right?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. We preached the gospel, brother.
I'm sure you did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Prayed to the porcelain gods
right.
is what they did.
Yeah. Oh, hello, honey, body of Christ.
Yeah, we did that too one year. With Howard and Dennis Cotton and I. Howard's father went away to Florida or something. He didn't know we were going to do it, but we kind of set up in his dad's house. And we borrowed an 8-track cassette recorder from my wife's cousin. And we recorded 3 songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like our first dabble at recording originals and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of cool, but I didn't like what I did. You know what's really funny is I listen now, you know, as I write, and I'm writing now. You know, I go back and I listen to some of that early stuff, and I'm like, damn, this is really bad. But, you know, you had to do all that bad stuff to get to where you are now, you know?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Hey, Dennis, man.
Success isn't based on success.
Back in the day. There's another guy from our area that made his living playing music, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
Played with Duke Robillard, Savoy Brown.
Savoy Brown, yeah.
Yeah. I should holler at Dennis, maybe see if he might be coming on the show.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, he's got a lot of experiences, too.
Yeah, he's a man. Great drummer.
Oh, yeah. He toured a lot.
Yeah.
You know, we were playing with Dennis when he was, fresh out of high school, you know?
Yeah, he lives up in Connecticut now, doesn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, do you still talk to him? Or?
I don't. I think Howard might once in a while. Howard put a song on YouTube that him and Dennis and I did on Howard Gore's YouTube channel. Check it out. We got some cool stuff on there.
Yeah. I'll see it. And maybe I think I'm friends with him on Facebook. We can holler and see if he's up for it. That'd be cool.
That would be cool. You know.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, what about Sean Ferguson, Dan? You ever, whatever happened?
You know, I haven't. You know, every time I go by where his house was, I'm like, you know, I wonder because I haven't heard from him either.
Yeah.
You know, I miss him too, man. I mean, all these guys we had, you know,
you get old, man. You start thinking about the old days.
Thinking about those guys. You know, when I played in Hard Knocks too, when Gorn took off to school, did you ever meet Eddie Morgan?
Me and you used to jam with Eddie when you were living up in town. I know we did a few things, man.
Listen, Eddie Morgan hit me up not long ago on Facebook, and you know, and
he's still playing. He was a great guitar player, man.
Listen, I got to tell you, he was. You know, there's a cool story with Eddie. It's like, you know, we were playing in Hard Knocks, and he could do the craziest shit. And he's like, and I was dabbling in writing some country stuff, you know.
I think that's about the time we were jamming, the three of us. Yeah.
Was it? Because he's, you know, I said
we were living in town at that over there
at the bed and breakfast.
House over
yes.
There.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Eddie was like something. I said something about chicken picking. You know?
He could do the shit, couldn't he?
And I was like, hey, what do you know about it? He goes, huh. And he started doing this stuff, and my jaw hit the floor.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit. So Eddie and I started fooling around with some writing. Do you remember, like, I met this guy, John Brady? John Brady, he was a country booking agent, and he'd, like, caddied guitar for Hank Williams Sr. when he was young. Yeah. Nice. And John was really cool. He hooked us. There's a girl, her name was Bobby Martin.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the 60s, she had this. She was one of the girls. She was supposed to do Harper Valley PTA.
Okay.
She was supposed to do that song, but they gave it to Janie C. Riley.
Yes.
So Bobby Martin did this song For the Love of Him. She was on to like Decca Records. She was signed to
Decca was big back in the day.
She was signed to United Artists. She was on RCA Choral, Buddha. She was on the Ed Sullivan Show. She was on Live from the Playboy Mansion with Hugh Hefner and all this. Anyway, so John goes.
I think Vince went live from there one time.
Did he? Yeah. Did he have clothes on? Was it Live from the Grotto?
Back in his Hollywood days. He put on a private show.
No, actually, I met Hugh Hefner because my cousin ran this thing called GlamourCon, and it was all Playboy Playmates and Penthouse Pets and Exotica and all this type of stuff, and yeah.
Were you a fluffer?
No. No. I had produced that film that you were in called Jason's Cornhole Express.
It was called Planet of the Apes.
From the Pig Skill series.
Pig Skill Mountain.
Yeah, for the Pig Skill Mountains. And
Easy Darren's from the Pig Skills too, man.
Yeah. Well,
you're gonna have two of us.
That's where we learned that Jason can fit 17 and a half corn cobs up his ass.
Right.
Before he asks for another drink. Yeah.
Hey, I'm famous for something.
Yeah.
The Pig Skills. I forgot you used to bust my balls about the Pig Skills.
Oh yeah. Where are you from again? The Pig Skill Mountains?
Pig Skill, yeah. Well, you know what they say, a Sullivan County Virgin is somebody that can run faster than a brother,
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, actually, when you said, hey, you know what they say, I was going to answer. But, I just, all in good fun. Oh my God. So
I'm getting a taste of it right now.
Yeah.
It's like,
so when we were roommates, Darren, so we would leave. So if you had to leave to go to work at 8:00 in the morning, you would make sure that you woke up at 7 so you could create a comic book, like 3-page fucking story comic book of the other roommates before you left the house. It was fucking hilarious. So like there was this ongoing story. So when you'd come home, everyone would like rush to the counter to see what the story was going to be for that day.
That sounds funny.
Oh my God. It was fucking, it was great. But yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's when I had to promise Yvonne that Jason would be okay and I would take care of him.
Yeah, Vaughn tolerated a lot of shit with us.
Yeah.
I don't know how she did it, I really don't, but.
She's a fucking trooper, man.
Oh, I love Yvonne.
She still put up with my shit after all these years.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
She's your mom. She has to,
It's her job, right?
It's her job.
Yeah.
She's stuck with that shit. So.
Well, the Lollipop Guild is kind of like a union, right? So you can't really break up.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Hey, I got your lollipop right here, Custis.
Right. 1, 2, 3.
How many licks does it take?
That's right.
That's gonna cost me, dude.
Hey, by the way, shout out, where's Andrew? Andrew Collins.
On this edition of Where's Andrew Shenfield, we ask, where is Andrew Shenfield?
Collins, we miss you.
Yeah.
We had this buddy in college, man, Andrew Shenfield, dude. We can't find him, man. We've searched.
Really?
So this has been this is like a running gag. Like at every show, there's like a little, where's Andrew?
He's like the Where's Waldo of the podcast,
And he just kind of dropped out, huh?
Yeah, we lost him, man.
Yeah, I dropped a couple of free lunches at the hot dog joint, and then I disappeared without any fries or cokes.
That's gonna cost me.
I'm gonna dip out now.
I remember Andrew taking me to Sawgrass Mills Mall to get free hot dogs. We in a '73 Pontiac Bonneville. We got like 4 miles per gallon.
Oh my God!
So proud that we got free hot dogs.
Probably cost him $18 to
a
drive
gallon.
out there to get free fucking hot dogs. Oh my God! And so he would plaster, like he had a rust problem on his what kind of car did he have?
It was a Pontiac Bonneville.
Yeah,
73. It was shipped
brown,
with a white vinyl top that was peeling.
So there was this radio station, WSHE, and they had all these free bumper stickers everywhere, like fucking stacks, like a foot high, and you would just grab a chunk of them. And so his whole back quarter panel was fucking bumper stickers.
Yeah, and
Jesus.
the roof, man, where the vinyl was peeling on the roof, he would just cover it with like bumper stickers.
But at least they're like in line and they made sense. They weren't just all fucked up like you're on coke or something. But
and his uncle was the president of Hebrew National Hot Dogs.
That's right.
Serious?
Yeah. So he went and
They
got a
plump
job.
when you cook 'em.
We got out of school. He got a job working there. And we used to know this like vegan chick, and we would like party at her house.
Yeah.
And we could like be getting all fucked up, and Andrew would like sneak in these like beat posters and hang them all over her refrigerator.
nice.
Oh my God!
I just happen to have meat posters.
Yeah, they called him Captain. He called himself Captain Schlong.
I'm Captain Schlong.
At least it's kosher.
Yeah.
Tell him the captain sent you. Oh, he was all about kosher.
Tell him the captain sent you.
Yeah. Yeah, he took me to his grandparents to eat dinner, one time, and
His name is Captain Schlong, Schlong.
We had the gefilte fish and the manischewitz.
You bet I gefilte her.
Nice kosher meal, man. It was great.
You bet I gefilte her.
But shit.
Oh shit!
Call us,
my
Andrew.
God.
We miss you.
Yeah.
Andrew Shenfield. Captain Schlong, Schlong.
Darren, is Howard still building guitars?
Yeah, he is. He's
Nice. Okay.
what does he got? He's got like 30 guitars now.
Really? No,
He's gonna.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, if he's listening, and he said he was gonna listen tonight. He's like he's on the prowl to get rid of a few though. He just bought a Martin acoustic.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I hate him for that too. But eventually here, it's Martin is the dream acoustic,
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
we were talking about Dennis. Dennis Cotton took me one time. You remember he was playing with Gary Nichols for a while?
Yeah, the Gary Nichols band.
Yeah, the country guy in Liberty. They were opening. He opened for Willie Nelson and stuff. And I can remember he stopped at my house in Roscoe one day. He goes, "Come on, you're going with me." All right. He knew that I was like dabbling in songwriting at that point,
Yeah.
And he took me to Hunter Mountain. He'd opened for Willie Nelson the day before, and we went to see Tammy Wynette and Lyle Lovett.
Mm.
So we watched Lyle Lovett open up, and he goes, "Come on, put this on." And he gives me a backstage pass.
No shit.
And we go over and we go through the gates, and we met Lyle Lovett coming off the stairs. And Dennis goes, "Lyle, this is my friend Darren I was telling you about yesterday that's starting to write songs and stuff, And again, we're talking about superstars that are nice guys. This guy was the most humble, gracious Texas gentleman,
Awesome, yeah.
And he gave me, we stood there for 20 minutes talking with Lyle Lovett about writing songs.
Wow.
And telling me, you don't always have to think the right way. You can think outside the box when you write, and
Right.
and it's who you meet in life that inspire you to do these things, I think, and maybe, give you like a new direction, or maybe, and I went home and I started writing more, and it's like,
Yeah.
it's really cool when you get those influences and you get these people that,
Well, one of the things with Vince and I doing this show now, we're all at the age where you have a little more life behind you than sadly you have ahead of you. And, even regular people like us, we think we're just average people, but when you look back, you go, shit, I've done some cool stuff. I've met some cool people.
Yes,
and
exactly.
And that's what it's about,
It really, like I said, when I started last night, I'm like, I got to write some bullet points down. Like I said, 14 pages later, I'm like, there's like my musical life story right here,
Yeah.
And it's like playing with Bobby Martin, Eddie Morgan and I did that. And we got some people. John Brady was like, look, she wants to make a comeback. And Henry Jerome was her manager. And look up Henry Jerome. This guy's was like a major orchestra director,
Yeah.
And this guy was a big ass bomb player,
Right.
And, I met and worked with Henry Jerome, and we worked with Henry Jerome trying to, do a comeback for Bobby Martin. I don't know if her heart was in it or if it wasn't what she wanted to do, but we jammed with her a bunch of times, like at Eddie's house, I believe is where we did it,
Yeah.
And it was, she was no slouch, like being on Ed Sullivan and having some hits and, being signed to some huge labels and,
right.
And it's like you just, through your life, who you have met, and
that's it, man.
it's just crazy,
I mean, look at the three of us. I mean, nobody knows our names, but look at all the people we've run into in life,
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
That's we've done. Vince did all his L.A. Hollywood stuff, did a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Like to me, if like
a recording gig,
like to me, if like, okay, so if I do this thing, I'm not going to make a lot of money on it. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. Will it be a good story? Fuck yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
That's it.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I'll do it. Fuck yeah.
Absolutely. It's like, it's when I look now, and like I was telling my girlfriend tonight, I was like, 40 years of music, but it's like, man, I'm really looking forward to like what's next here now,
That's
like,
what you got to do, man.
It's like I got 40 years experience and I'm writing, and it's like now I'm finally at a place too, like with writing my songs that, I like what I do. And it's like when you get to that point, your stuff really doesn't, it's, you're really, you're a good songwriter and your stuff doesn't suck anymore, and you've got, and you've got the craft kind of like in a spot where, all right, I like what I do,
Mm-hmm.
And it's like in the last year, the last 6 months, the last 2 weeks, I've been writing things that I'm like, holy shit, this is good, so I'm very excited for what's coming up for the future, and
absolutely, man. Like, look, we all, I think one thing like we all have in common is when we were young, we all had the dream, you were going to write the tune or you're going to be in the band.
Yeah.
And all that. But when you like, you get past that.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you realize, you know what? Fuck all that shit. I still love doing this. I'm going to do it just for me.
Yes.
That's as good as anything.
Right.
And that's like, it's not even like so
well,
much
it should be for you anyway.
I love to write, man. It's like, I just love to craft songs. It's, it's the coolest shit. And, in this last year, my brother Dwayne, it was the first time him and I had ever really performed out together. We'd always played together. Like when he lives in Boston. So when he comes down, he's this year, like there's a place here in Livingston Manor, the Smoke Joint. It's a barbecue place.
Yeah.
But she hires me, I play acoustic stuff outside, and he was here for a week with me, and I'm like, you got to jam with me.
Oh no.
Hey, good,
Right.
So, we went into the studio. We got a guy here, Golden Curve Studio, Scott Hollingsworth here in Roscoe now. He's up in Acidalia, actually, Jason.
Okay. Yeah.
And, and he's got a hell of a studio, and Howard's done a bunch of stuff up there. I've done stuff there, and Dwayne and I went in and did a couple of Steele Brothers things. That's another little project we got going on. If we can get a few things out or even do an EP, it'd be really cool in your life,
Absolutely. Just do it because you love it. And
Just do it because you love it, man. It's like...
Hey, what's Rude up to, man? Speaking of you.
Actually, that's really funny, too, because I don't know if he's listening tonight or not. He's just kind of like laying low, you know. He's
Man, I haven't seen that boy in 25 years. You know?
He's actually living in Cooks Falls too, dude.
Is he really?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
My old stomping ground.
Yeah, your old stomping ground. So.
Well, tell him I said, hey, if you see
I
him.
will do that. Yeah, he's taking life slow, you know, and
yeah, that's the best way to do it, right?
You know, I gotta give you guys too. My girlfriend Barbara is a writer, so
really,
and she's really, really good. I mean, like she writes like adult paranormal thrillers.
Oh, nice.
Let me ask you this: did I see something on Facebook? You guys do like ghost hunting type stuff?
Yes, we do. Yes.
Well, let's talk about that later.
All right. So she actually her new book is called Touched by Darkness, and she writes under the pen name Barb Shadow.
Okay.
And you can find her stuff on Amazon, and now they're starting to pick it up on Barnes and Noble, so you can find it online. Yeah.
Awesome.
And she is the founder of, I guess she's the founder, right, Barb, of Sullivan Paranormal Society.
Okay.
So I went to do a job at her house and to fix a little overhang on her back deck.
Mm-hmm.
And we went for coffee, and going on 3 years later, here we are. So, you know, it's like,
there you go.
So, and she's pretty damn amazing. And
when you fixed her overhang, man,
well, hey,
it was done.
Having written multiple books myself,
really,
it is a feat unto itself. Congratulations.
Yes,
it is a monumental task, and you know, absolutely, we'd love to have her on for sure, so she can talk about her work.
She would do that. She does some really cool things. The David Cook radio show she does, I think it's out of Las Vegas or something, but she's international now. There's people, you know, that are buying her stuff, and she's got 4 books in this series. She's got a poetry book. She's putting together a book now of ghost experiences by people. You can submit. Yeah. She's over 50 submissions, I think, of people. But she has a paranormal team. I mean, what's really cool is she just got today. It's called an Ovilus device, where you hold it and it actually brings up words, you know, of, you know, spirits or whatever. But she's got a lot of gear. We go in and throw up cameras, man, and.
No, sure.
I mean, a lot of handheld gear.
Is she there with you?
She is, actually.
Well, ask her if she wants to come on the show, and we're going to hold her to it. So, put her on the spot.
I will. I can tell you right now, she would do it. She's great at radio shows and stuff. Yeah. So, and my daughter Nicole is my older daughter Nicole. Since she was little, I always knew she was a twisted little bitch. So, she is so good. I mean, this is like the two of them are just like. This is their niche, you know, doing the paranormal investigations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and it's really cool because it was like, all right, you know, I started seeing Barb, and then Nicole kind of got in the group, and I'm going to tag along, you know?
Yeah.
I'm going to tag along. I'm going to be like the techie guy, and I'll help set stuff up, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm the skeptic.
You're going to be the sound guy. I'm going to
be the sound guy, you know, and I'm the skeptic guy. You know, I'm going to like figure out why you get this sound and shit. I got to tell you, man, we get some pretty crazy stuff.
Really?
And the EVPs that we get are just.
Yeah.
I'm still to this day, I'm like, how are we getting these? Because there's got to be, you know.
I'm a magnet for that shit.
It's
big time.
Really, really cool. We go in some really cool places. We go in the Rivoli Theater in Fallsburg, South Fallsburg.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like over 100, I don't know, it's like 100 years old or something. Always get shit in there, always.
Really?
And it's just, and the girl that runs the theater now, Grace, she's kind of like hooked into the team a little bit too, so it's the 4 of us right now. Howard was doing it for a while, but, you know, he didn't have the time and everything. And so, yeah, she's, like I said, she's got 4 books, a poetry book out. She's working on the 5th book in this series. She's working on the book of experiences. She's she's a writing fool. And, you know, I didn't really read any of her stuff, and she always gives me, you know, books. And a few weeks ago, the power went out here, and I'm like, what am I going to do? So I had a gas lamp burning, and I started reading Touched by Darkness, and I was like, holy shit, can this girl write?
Right.
I was like, damn, is this good? You know? So now I'm like, really? You know, this girl's my girlfriend? I mean, she's pretty
Awesome.
damn good.
Would love to have her on, man. If
she would, yeah, that would be really cool. That'd be very cool. She would, so it's pretty neat. So we did paranormal stuff. We got some stuff coming up, and then we're talking about, you know, maybe doing some traveling with that out of state or wherever, you know, and
yeah.
You know, why not, you know?
Yeah, you might as well. I mean, there's a million places, man, million old joints and stuff like that you could probably get some stuff. You know?
Oh, yeah. You know, and some of these people that do that, they're like hacks. A lot of these people are like, you know, they see dust kicking up and, oh, my God, look at the orbs. You know, it's like, stop,
right.
You know?
Yeah.
Look for the real stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's very cool. It's a cool thing.
Awesome.
And she's a very good girl, so.
Well, congrats, man.
Yeah, man. So I'm lucky. I'm lucky right now.
Oh,
so.
Jason, your girlfriend's calling in. Hold on a second.
Okay, yeah. Is that you, Chewbacca? Chewbacca, is that you? Call me. I miss you.
All right. She says she'll be right over. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Never eat rump roast at Jason's cut. There's a reason why it's the most tenderest cut. You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
Absolutely.
That's a rough crowd.
That's not a wooden hammer that's tenderizing that.
Yeah, I got something you can tenderize.
Yeah, right? Not bad for a 3-ounce sludge, huh?
Yeah.
Gotta inject a little comedy in there.
Gotta.
Somewhere someone's offended. Not listening to our podcast, but somewhere, you know, someone's
it's not
offended.
me. I'm not offended.
Oh, no. It's just amazing how many people live to be offended these days, you know?
Oh, my God, man. I can't.
Whoa, just fucking relax.
I just can't even do it anymore, you know? I don't know.
It's like, you
I
know.
don't think they've had their asses beaten in life long enough to really,
God.
realize.
That could be that, you know.
Life's hard. You gotta muscle up a little bit.
What John Wayne said that. Life's hard. It's even harder if you're stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's like, you know, being picked last for all types of sports shit growing up, you know, that was a benefit.
Yeah, right.
That was a benefit to me.
Benefit. Yeah, you know? I agree that it's definitely a benefit.
I thought it was.
Go find your thing. Go find something else.
Right. You know.
Which is why I got into music. You know? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I sucked at sports, but I played some.
Me too.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I was good at karate, soccer, and volleyball, and bowling, and hacky sack.
You know, I partied at Greg McDowell's house one night, man. We partied tonight. I had a football game on Saturday.
Yeah.
And at like 5:00 in the morning, I was pouring Budweiser on cornflakes and eating breakfast. And I went, why the fuck am I doing this? And I quit.
Because there wasn't any bourbon.
Now I know why you know my brother Randy, because he would probably do the same thing.
Yeah. I said, why the fuck am I even going? Because I'm going to sit on the bench anyway.
All right.
Like, why am I taking the bus ride? I'm just going to fucking sleep.
See, you should have put it in a glass, dumbass.
Yeah, so I quit. That was the end of my sports career, you know?
Yeah. I played a little football. I ran cross country, and I was great at dodgeball, man.
Dodgeball.
I was telling my little Allie this, and it was so cool that when I played dodgeball in school and all the jocks would try to get me out, I'd catch that fucking ball every time.
Yeah, I was good at that, too.
And I was the king of the dodgeball court, man. I used to play, holy shit, I love dodgeball.
Yeah, I know there's still some kids with their fucking eye ringing from when I hit them.
We were down there.
What's that?
I said you used to play dodgeball at the gay bar, didn't you?
Oh, at the what? At the J bar? At Jay's bar?
Oh wait, I can't say that anymore, can I?
At the Jay's bar. Yeah. Right? Yeah.
This is definitely a man show, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. This part of this podcast has been brought to you by Knuckle Dragger Lingerie Lunch Shows, sponsored by Jason Clark.
For that one,
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Too many Miller Lights.
Dude, yeah, he was just like, oh my God. Then Vince brought me to this lingerie show. I'm like, dude, it was free food, you know.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, that's a bonus, but sure, yeah, whatever. I always thought it was weird. Why are they having a lingerie show in a fucking bar?
No,
You know what I mean? Like, well, what? You know? Oh, they got free wings.
Yeah. We played at the Dover, New Jersey, the show place in Dover, New Jersey.
Yeah, Jason played at the Bendover.
All right.
Go ahead, sorry.
But that was the strip club. Half of it was a strip club and half of it was a rock bar. So when you're on stage, you're watching the girls dance on the bar.
Well, you know what? That's a rock and roll show right there.
So that wasn't a bad thing.
That enhanced the performance, I'm sure.
It enhanced mine. I know I played a hell of a lot better that night.
No, I'm serious. Like, that's like a great.
It was natural male enhancement is what it was.
Right. Nice.
But
well, fellas, I'm the only one cracking beers here. I mean, like, come on.
I'm drinking wine here.
Drinking wine still?
Yeah. Well, you're still drinking that fucking Bush bullshit, aren't you?
No, I'm on Miller Lite tonight.
Oh, step up.
Miller Lite.
Yeah.
See, I'll tell you, that
good stuff.
This craft beer around here spoiled me really bad.
Yeah.
Really good beer, So
I know, that's what I said about 20 pounds ago.
I was diabetic about a year ago, so I have to drink diet beer now. Yeah. It's better than not drinking any beer at all.
I'm like, dude, just go to bourbon.
The bourbon.
Well, I got some bourbon over there. I got some Maker's Mark in there. I've got some Woodford.
Maker's Mark is good, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a Maker's Mark guy, for sure.
I was doing a little Crown Royal last Saturday.
I just bought a little Crown Royal apple to have for the holidays and stuff.
That's exactly what I was drinking. I like it. That's like
I like it a lot.
Beers, man.
You drink it on the rocks, right?
Yeah, I just shoot it.
Oh, boy, does he.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mix that. I don't mix rum. I don't mix. I don't like mixed drinks, man. You got to drink that shit straight. Be a man,
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I drink. Yeah, I'm not a rum and Coke or something. A rum drink I'll mix, but other than that, I won't.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a lot of heart problems in my family, so I'm trying to see if my liver can beat my heart. It's kind of a race.
It's a race.
Yeah.
It's a race to the finish, right?
Take me out first.
Nice.
We do. I drink a lot of, not a lot, but we drink wine. Like when Barb and I drink or something. I love good red wine. She drinks white stuff, so
Yeah.
Why do the chicks always drink the white wine? Man?
I don't know. I don't know what it is with
two
drink red once in a while if there's no
with
white.
Two ice. Can you put two ice cubes in there? Two ice cubes.
Yeah.
Oh, Barb. I hate this because she puts ice in hers too. So.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Absolutely. When I was bartending at doing like these, weddings and all this type of shit, right, at this Italian place, pretty big, and when you have someone come up, and it was usually, a female between, 28 and 40, and no judging anybody, but they would come up, can I have some white Zinfandel with 2 ice cubes, please? Every single fucking time, and I'd be like, haven't got out in a while, huh? Like, here, try this, Oh, okay. But, yeah, it's funny, I have 3 sisters, too, so I grew up with, like, why are you putting ice cubes in your fucking wine, Just put it in the fridge, moron.
Oh, shit.
But, wine in the box. Those were the days because you couldn't tell by looking at the box if you're snagging any of your mom's wine.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah,
the good old days.
The good old days.
Absolutely. I was talking to Seth, and I was telling him what was great about having a Levi jacket. See, when you went to a party, you could fit 3 beers on the inside of your jacket and 3 beers on the other side of the jacket. along with your cassettes that were backing it up, so it doesn't look like you had beers in your jacket.
Hey, Darren, just like the old days, man, going to shows at the Orange County Speedway, man. You stuff your pockets with beers before you went in back then.
Mm-hmm. Saw some good shows there.
Oh, man, we saw some great shows there.
God almighty, I saw some really good shows there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of cassettes, though, too, I still have a shitload. I can't believe how much stuff I've recorded, like, over the years. And I'm setting up, like, a little home studio here in my house. So I have a 3-bedroom house. I got my room. My Allie's room is next door. Then I have another little bedroom that I've turned into, like, my music room. I want to hang my guitars on the walls and stuff. And I've got just got my brother Dwayne is helping me set up. We got Studio One Artist is what we're going to run. And my son-in-law, Mark, is an IT guy. And we're going to set up a really nice little home studio here. So,
yeah, cool.
You know, and like with Vince, you know, Jason and I were talking about flying some tracks around maybe and stuff too. So,
absolutely.
You know,
yeah, Vince just got a little Lisa's drum kit.
That's cool.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been playing. I've been having a lot of fun. Seth came in last night and he's like, "Dad, shit, nice."
Well, yeah, right.
You know, I'm like,
he's marking your progress.
Right on. Yeah, I was jamming some Tora and some fucking. Normally, I play like Stevie Wonder, anything like funky. You know, I need just groove stuff. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun, man. I'm digging it. You know, so my warm up has gotten to be about 75 minutes without a break. So
nice.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I just play a lot. I just have a playlist on the.
Get the cardio. Drummers, man, have it the hardest. I mean, it's like.
Don't they?
Yeah, well, half of the reason getting it was for cardio, but I'm also want to play because, you know, we're doing this project. We're going to record cover songs from the 70s, and it's for suicide awareness.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah, and it's called Songs from My Brother's Room. And so it's going to be a bunch of and like most of the people on the album knew my brother or met him or whatever.
That's so cool.
You know, so right now we got like 24 people who want to play on on the album.
That's great.
Yeah, so his best friend's going to play best friend since like third grade is going to play drums on 2 of the songs.
Nice.
And he's been a drummer since he was 5 years old, so he never stopped playing, you know. So yeah, awesome. Pretty interesting. So, but yeah, you know, if you want to throw some tracks on that, you know, we'd love to have you on.
I'd love to. I mean, it's, you know, I was. You know, I mean, we were doing the band thing for a while, and then I started doing a lot of acoustic stuff. But I go out. Usually, I try to do like 3 hours straight. I don't take a break. You know.
Yeah.
And I was doing that to really kind of test myself. You know, can I do this?
Right.
You know, because you know everybody takes breaks, and then Howard and I got to do this thing. All right, we're going to do 3 hours. You know, I was doing a lot of acoustic stuff, and he would go out and play with me, you know, and it was like, we're doing 3 hours straight, and it's just grueling, and it's kind of cool to really push yourself to do that.
You got to get back up, Rock.
Okay, Mickey. Okay, Mickey.
Meanwhile, you're crippled when you get done, you know, it's like.
Yeah. Well, endurance, you know, you got to build up the endurance.
You really do. And it's great for the fingers, you know, so.
Yeah. And I've been having a fucking blast, though.
I'm sure you have.
You know, so that's going to be fun.
Yeah, hopefully, man, we'll get to the point where I can join you up there in Chi-Town, and we'll throw down.
Yeah. Yeah, you've been doing stuff, Jay? You've been, like, playing a little bit here and there? Or what?
Yeah, I mean, I've got, like, a ridiculous work schedule that I'm hoping to end.
Yeah, you were filling me in on that.
But, so, you know, I mean, I'm just pretty much eating and sleeping and working, but... you know, I jump on, I grab a guitar every chance I get. I got about 17, 18 of them laying around here. And
yeah, it's nice.
You fucking whore.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
But
they probably smell a little better, though.
Right?
Yeah, they do. They smell great, man. I open up the case and just sniff it. You know?
Just sniff it, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been... playing more now than I ever have, and just again, you know, you get old, and you go, shit, You know, I love this, man. I got to do it just because I love it.
Yeah.
So, you know, I want to, I don't have anything down yet, but I'm old, and I'm trying to like get up to speed on this newfangled recording stuff they got. Cause I used to, you know, work with the analog stuff, 2-inch.
Yeah.
The big SSL consoles and Neves and stuff. So.
Yeah.
But,
like
that's on the list of things to do, man. I want to start writing some stuff and, you know, Vince and I doing our thing and whatever else I come up with, you know, or me and you maybe or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. You know,
up for it all, you know.
You know, that digital age, though, you're learning Pro Tools and learning the computer and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, being a musician, I'd rather play than learn, you know, take 4 months to learn how to operate something, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, for me, I don't know anybody around here. I don't have any friends that play. So it's like if I'm going to do something, I got to figure out how to do it by myself, you know, which kind of sucks because I'm old school. Like,
right.
I miss being in a room with guys, man, like with a drummer and a bass player.
Yeah.
And singer and,
But luckily,
and
Jason has plenty
way,
of experience of playing with
himself. Me down
himself.
a little bit, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, that's why I kind of chose like the studio artist too. They got is it's geared towards the player and the artist, you know, and not so technical.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
so, but, yeah, you know, I got to mention too, like Howard and I are going to do, every once in a while, we do a live from Darren's house.
Yeah, cool.
And we do it on Facebook. We do a Facebook Live.
Right on.
Nice.
And we haven't done it in a while, but we're going to do it on New Year's Eve at 9 p.m. So,
Sweet.
Cool.
and it's, you know, I think the last time we did it, there was like 100 people in and out, and they're like,
I think I watched that. Yeah.
Did you watch some? Yeah. I mean, it's fun shit. It's just fun to set up in front of my fireplace, and you know. So we figured New Year's Eve, you know, 9 p.m. A lot of people stay home New Year's now because they don't want to get busted. You know, I mean,
yeah.
You know, so we're gonna advertise the shit out of it and work up a bunch of tunes and have some drinks and have some fun, you know. So
tell Howard I said get his shit together and get out.
he's actually got more time now. So we're talking about collaborating on writing some. You know, it's funny because like I write songs and then he plays my stuff, or he'll write songs and then I'll do his stuff. But we never really kind of wrote together, you know.
Yeah. I love Howard. I miss him. I played with him back in the day, you know.
He's, you know, the guy does some crazy shit. So
yeah, he's great, man.
You know, like I said, I hate him for it, but you know what? So, you know, but he's actually, I want to start learning a little bit of lead guitar too.
Yeah. Okay.
Because my whole life I never really played. He built me a really nice Telecaster.
Oh, cool.
Like a custom. You know, I had to sell some guitars a while ago. You know, I had some things going on, and I had to sell some gear. So.
Yeah,
built this guitar, and he comes over. He goes, "Come here, I got to show you something." So I go over, and he's like, "Check this out." And I'm like, "This is freaking beautiful," you know? Because I always loved the you know, the beige Kelly with the black pick guard, you know?
Oh yeah.
Like the old '50s style.
Yeah, the old black guard.
Like this. He goes, "You like?" He's like, "You like it?" "Yeah." "Well, it's yours." I'm like, "No, man, you gotta."
That's awesome.
No, take it. So.
Nice.
I love that.
Man, Howard.
Oh man, lace sensor pickup, you know.
Oh, he loves
those lace sensors, man. You know.
Yes, he does.
So
I do too. I have a '96 Strat Plus Deluxe, and I love it, man. It's great.
Do you guys both like those Strats?
Oh yeah. Although I will say,
I have a Telly.
Howard will concur. I love Strats, but I hate where the volume knob is. Man,
yeah, exactly. He said the same thing.
Yep.
It's even, I'll tell you what, with the Tellys, and we got into this, and it's like on my custom is this, they're called a Rock Rabbit plate, and we take the tone pot out, so it's only got a volume.
Okay.
Oh, that's awesome.
And yeah, it really is. I mean, you can adjust the tone at the amp, you know?
I just picked up a Schecter Nick Johnson signature.
Oh, wow.
I should put some pictures up, man. It's seafoam.
You broke your neck licking a Johnson? What'd you say?
Say again. I didn't
say that again.
You broke your neck licking a Johnson? What?
Oh yeah.
He didn't break it. He twisted it really hard. So,
Yeah, I got some vertebrae.
Let me check the battery in my fucking hearing aid from the amp side of my head. Yeah.
But,
How come you can't hear on that side, Dad? That's the side that fucking the drums and the amps are on. That's why I can't fucking hear.
Man.
Fuck. I thought I was looking all badass singing like with one side,
That's his charm. You know what I mean? That's why I love it.
I see that.
Fucking just fucking bam.
This has actually been quite fun. So.
Yeah, but no, that Schecter. One thing I dig about it is they fixed that problem.
Wrecked them.
I mean? So it's a Strat. Basically a Strat style guitar, but it's
no, I like Schecter guitars.
Oh, they're great.
Yeah, like Howard had a bunch of those for a while too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he got into getting Hagstroms. Remember the old Hagstroms?
Oh, I love them, man. Yeah.
That's who
I don't know how many
sponsors.
he's got a couple, I think, and he's got a Hagstrom bass.
That's who sponsors
awesome.
Rick Nielsen right now, Schecter.
Really? Is that what he's using?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Fucking Rick.
I'll tell you what, though, that Robin Zander's got a hell of a collection of guitars.
Oh
No,
yeah.
I'm sure.
And I love 12-string. That's my thing, and that's, and that's Barb's thing too. She loves like my 12-string guitar. I got a nice LTD. That
looks great, man. I saw it the other day.
Oh man, it's got the greatest action of any 12-string I've ever played. So it's
Nice.
I'll tell you,
I love
Guitar
those.
Center the other day, man. I hate to say that, but that's all we got here.
Yep.
But
Here too.
there was a Guild 12 in there that I was digging, and
Oh wow.
I may go back and scoop it up. I don't know. So.
Yeah, Pat, the lead singer for the Nude Party, he plays. They got some Dan Electro 12 strings.
Ooh,
cool.
Nice.
And
Awesome.
I checked those out a couple times. They're nice, man, and they're reasonable.
Great, and they're cheap, and they with the lipstick.
And they hold up. They hold up nice.
Yeah.
So
they're made out of Masonite, man, but they're killer.
that might be my next 12 if I get another one.
Yeah, no doubt.
I got an old Yamaha that I got, an '84 Yamaha Country Jumbo. I got at a pawn shop.
Yep.
But it might need a little work. So
yeah.
right now I got the when they get old like that, they're like.
Yeah, you gotta find somebody that can keep them up to shape because especially acoustics, man. They're so subject to the humidity and the weather.
Yes.
Yeah. So
right
you got to tuned up every once in a while.
Yeah, I just got the tension off, the strings off it, and it's hanging until I can get it looked at, and so. But
I picked up a nice Taylor, man. It was a pawn shop find. It was a 14 CD single cutaway. I went in there and played it a bunch of times. They wanted 1,200.
Yeah, that's you were telling me. Yeah.
I'd play it, put it down, I'd leave.
Right.
A couple weeks later, I'd come back, and then finally I was like, "Man, are you gonna buy this thing or what?" I'm like, "No, not for that price." And he's like, "Well, what about you give me 500?" I'm like, "Yep."
And then the guy's like, Zzz.
Wow.
Zip. How bad you want it, boy?
Right.
Yeah.
And 500?
And 500.
Man, you guys drive a hard bargain.
Shit. What the hell's going on there? I don't know. Everyone's welcome.
But it's going home with me.
Right. Yeah. Right. Shit.
Yeah. When Howard was in school, he started playing like in bands when he was like 12, seriously.
Yeah.
His first band, he was like 12. And I can remember him and, I don't know who else, but it was Tom Dell, I think. They used to play in our gym at lunchtime at the school, you know? And I can remember going in the gym, at lunchtime and being, damn, I want to do that,
Yeah, those cats.
And I hear you playing is like, and the first band I was ever in was with him. So it's like.
Yeah.
But,
hey, you mentioned Randy Bates earlier. Was he in the Hellcats?
No, Randy Velez was in the Hellcats.
Randy Velez, yeah, and Harold Johnson, right?
Harold Miller.
Harold Miller. That's
And
right.
Harold Miller, and it used to be Harold Miller.
Yeah, because I used to party with Danny Miller, his little brother.
Yes, and the Dell brothers, Tom Dell, Jim Dell, and Dickie Dell.
Okay.
Nice.
3 brothers, and I used to jam with them in their basement. I played with the Hellcats for a while too.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, I played with them for like 6 months. We were doing like rockabilly stuff.
Oh,
I was
shit.
like a fill-in bass player for them for a while. So
yeah, I remember when I was a kid, man, those guys were doing shit, you know?
they were like on MTV basement tapes, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, they put out a 45 when, you know, I mean, they had a good little driving force behind them. Harold really kind of pushed. He really wanted to do this, you know? And
Yeah. I remember, man.
The Girls Got Too Much, I think is what the name of the single was. And it was catchy friggin' tune, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I remember they were kind of like the big, you know, bigger dogs around there when I was.
they were, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
but it's and like I can't praise the Nude Party Boys enough, man. They're really friggin' rocking.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're a great band.
They really are really good, you know.
Yeah, I sent Vince that stuff the other day, man. He was.
That's really cool. Check out anything you can by them. And it's like, you know, I'll hit them up because I'm going to be seeing them soon. They're holed up like the next 2 weeks. They're going to be holed up next door here, working on their new stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like let them know we want them.
I will do that.
Time, you know, like some Saturday night, man.
Yeah.
Get 'em on.
Actually, I was telling one of the guys the other day. I saw them when they got back. I was telling them that I'm going to do the podcast, and then when you were saying Vince liked their stuff, I'm like, I'm sure they would do it, you know.
Yeah, man.
So
I think they're a great band.
they actually had, and I don't know who pulled the strings for this, but they have a billboard in Times Square in New York, and it rotates like 3 or 4 different things, and they were on the rotation of that.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
know,
that
it's
was
like
big
one of
shit,
those
you know?
bands that, you know, like, it's so hard for me to find new shit that I like.
Yeah.
And then I heard them, I'm like, man, you know, and I was just after I watched the Get Back documentary.
Yeah, was that good?
Yeah, dude, it was really good. So it was like,
I keep seeing the advertisements.
you know, so I
good.
get like a Beatles and a Grateful Dead vibe kind of both in there with them. But they're just a fun, good-hearted band. And I just think that's what the world needs right now is a band like those guys.
They're fun, man. They're fun to watch.
Yeah.
And they're fun to listen to. Their stuff is really good.
Music is healing, man, and they got it, you know.
They got it. And, you know, on Oakley produces them, and he's got a I got to tell you, he just produced a band he got a production gig. He's producing a band called Daddy Longlegs.
Oh, okay.
And they're like a bluegrass punk.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And Matthew, his buddy, was the engineer, and they did it up in Green, up in Catskill. Matthew is one of the engineers for Sean Lennon.
Okay.
So that's how they. It's like that's how they all know Sean and stuff. But so Oakley found out that John Sebastian from the Love and Spoonful was a fan of Daddy Longlegs. I don't know how, but he got in touch with John Sebastian.
Yeah.
He's like, hey man, you want to do a guest appearance on the album?
Fuck yeah,
He's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, you know. So they got him in the studio for a day. He goes, you know, I need some kind of money. And Oakley put down $50. He said, I threw down 50 on the console, and I'm like, everybody's putting in $50 right now, you know?
Nice.
John Sebastian comes and he produced John Sebastian, you know?
Awesome.
There you go.
So it's, you know.
Yeah, I dove into some of that stuff, man. You told me about like Black Lips. I saw they were on I think they were on Conan O'Brien's show back in like 07, 08, something like that, right?
I'm not sure. I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
I know that. It's really wild because like Kesha, you know, that girl singer Kesha.
Yeah, I've heard the name. Yeah.
She's a fan of the band. She's like, you know, one of the girl singers that's out there. She's like a Madonna, but you know, she's a fan of the band. They toured with her. They did like 7 shows with her, you know?
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
The guy from, I was telling you about the Marty Stewart show, the guitar player from Marty Stewart.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like a fan of the Black Lips. You know, they've been around from the 80s, and they had, Oakley's not the original drummer, you know, and they've had some, you know, member change in and out, but I think he's on like, I don't know what this is going to be, his 4th or 5th album with them.
Yeah, okay.
You know, what's really funny is he gave me a copy of the album. The new album. I can't remember the name of the new album, but I showed it to my Allie because, you know, Allie loves the guys. You know, she loves Oakley, and she's the new intern at the studio. You know, she was like, I took her over one day. We're checking the studio to make sure the heat's good, and she's like, "Yeah, the guys have been smoking in here."
That's right, we have.
She was like pissed off because they were smoking cigarettes in the studio. So Oakley calls me, and he was in Spain, and she's like, "Dad, tell Oakley the boy's been smoking in there."
Yeah.
So I'm like, "Oakley, guess what? You know, Allie wants me to tell you the boy's been smoking in the studio." She goes, "Well, you know, tell her that they do that, and that's what happens in recording studios. And if she wants to be the intern, she can go over and like, you know, open it up and air it out, empty the ashtrays and vacuum and stuff."
Right.
So she's got like this little plastic John Deere tractor. So the next day she loads the vacuum in the back in her little trailer.
She's going to clean up.
And she goes over, and I got a video of her heading down the road with her vacuum in the back, you know.
That's awesome.
And we go over, and I got pictures of her vacuuming and emptying ashtrays. And so she cleans up over there every couple of weeks or whatever. So,
That's great. Man.
so it's, you know, it's good for her at like 9 years old to be around the boys, be around the music, you know, to be, you know, that's where it starts, you know, so.
Yep.
Sure.
Plant the seed.
Plant the seed, man, so.
Yep.
So what do you got? What do you got planned for Christmas, there, buddy?
I'm gonna have my little tyke this year for the first time in a while, so.
Nice.
You know, I was going through some custody stuff, and you know,
it's rough,
man. Yeah, but it's really good now, and you know, she's an amazing little kid. So I'm going to have her for, you know, the 23rd into the 24th, and I think a couple of the nude party boys. I think Connor and Bros. I think Austin are going to be around this year, and if they are, we're going to do. I'm going to be doing like an open house Christmas Day, and Barb and I are just going to make food, and whoever's around.
Nice.
You know, Howard, some of the nude party boys, you know, and you know, do some dinner and do some drinks and just hang out and build a fire and
right on.
You know, if they want to smoke up or whatever, it's here. You know, I mean,
you
know, just how about you guys? What are you guys doing?
I'll be working Christmas.
Are you? Oh,
I work every holiday, man.
Christmas Day.
Just in the morning, so I get the afternoon off. So
That's bullshit.
What's Vincent doing?
I will be relaxing here at home.
Good.
Mm-hmm. But I'll be making a roast in the new oven.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, roast. The boys will come over and, you know, hang out and blah, blah, blah. Have a good time.
Yeah.
All will be well.
Yes. Yep.
You know.
Yep.
Nice.
It'll be joy to the world. Yes.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
The most wonderful time of the year.
It is, man.
Right.
It is.
That's what she said.
I'm looking forward to a good 2022. I'm looking forward to a lot of music. I've even entertained the idea because I'm hoping by summer that like we're working on like trying to get every other week where I'll get my little tyke. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So every week that I don't have her, I would like to kind of hit the road a little bit.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'd like to get out and play. I'd like to get a booking agent. I'd like to do some shows. I'd like to do some traveling. You know, I'd like to do some festivals.
Yeah, why not?
You know, I mean, look, I'll have my second solo album out. You know,
mm-hmm.
Self-produced.
When does that come out?
You know, I mean,
when's that coming out?
I'm hoping the second one. My first one is called Photograph. A lot of the songs are on Reverb Nation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get some copies printed up. I think, you know, I don't know how many we got out there, but the second one, I'm hoping to have it done by May.
Right on.
And then by the end of the year, have the concept album done.
Cool.
Nice.
That's my goal for. And in the meantime, keep throwing videos out on YouTube, and
Yeah.
keep doing songs and doing videos for songs. Howard's the video guy too, man. He's really addicted to like making videos, which is great because he's got it down to a science,
Nice.
Right on.
So, and he does them with an iPhone, So,
Yeah.
he's got holders and stabilizers and lights and all kinds of shit. So,
Right on.
Cool.
Right on.
So
Yeah, man. Just do some grassroots shit,
that's exactly right. I got some cool ideas, and so hopefully some really cool things pan out. So
Awesome.
Well, absolutely, because I know we probably only got down to like page 1 on your 14-page
yeah, right.
thing,
Yeah.
so we're gonna
Yeah.
have you back on here. So but
Oh, that'd be cool. Like, yeah, that'd be
Absolutely.
very cool to come back.
yeah, and
I love it.
Let us know what you're working on and when stuff comes out, all that kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Jason, you got any last words, buddy?
Nah, just stay. Fucking God bless everybody, man.
Oh, hey,
Absolutely.
and just so everyone knows, we are the number 4 comedy interview show in Senegal, Africa.
Senegal.
Yep.
Number 1
Wow.
on the west coast of Africa.
Number
Beat
4,
France.
motherfucker.
That's impressive, man.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Hey, we're getting
So
there, man.
shout out to
Right.
everyone in Senegal. We love you guys. Let's make us number 1. Come on, spread the
Yeah.
word. Let's get
Keep
number
listening.
1 in Senegal.
Awesome.
We appreciate you. And if you are a listener anywhere, email us. Let us know and contact us through the thing. But if you're from Senegal, absolutely email us. We want to talk to you, and hopefully we can maybe even have you on. So that would be
Yeah.
cool. And,
That'd be cool.
Absolutely.
Stay tuned, man. Merch coming, YouTube coming. Let's go.
Laughter is
Absolutely.
laughter is universal, and
It is.
as is goodwill and shenanigans. But,
Yes.
Anyway, so Mr. Steele, thank you for coming on, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. This was awesome. Thanks so much for having me on.
Absolutely.
Jason, good to talk to you, man, and catch up.
Yeah.
Jason,
This was cool.
love you, brother. Oh, thank you, sir.
Love you, man.
All right, Biff, thank you, sir.
All right, everyone, move out. I got shit to do. I got to do laundry, and a lady wants me to pick up some milk.
All right, thank you, Biff. All right, everyone, this is another edition of Creativity Talking Live with the Vag. I'm V, and you are who?
I am Jay.
He puts the J in the vajayjay. And that's Jason Clark with an E. And thank you, Mr. Steele.
Royally.
And we'll see you next time on Creativity Talking. Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks, guys.